You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yes. You're a philosopher? Yeah. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and
Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man. Yes, he destroy black boys. If you destroy him as a boy, he'll never become a man.
It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling. It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling. You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Group of you together.
Damn white boys out there. Most of them is psychopaths and all that. They'll kill your mama's mama and you.
Decent white folk that still don't know they're racist.
You're my neighborhood superstar. You're my neighborhood superstar. You're my neighborhood superstar. You're my neighborhood superstar.
That's what me and this nigga do. We pick something and then we ran about it. Yo, baby, I got all the dope moves. You got the dope what?
I think we OD'd.
I just be shopping and shit, you know, drinking and shit, do a little smoking and shit. I just be shopping and shit, you know, drinking and shit, do a little smoking and shit. To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and the middle. To the east, to the north, to the west, to the south, above, below, and the center. Greetings. This is Big Pontiac, and welcome to the Chocolate Mountain Show. I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game that was created by the Hero Twins, and I am that one and only galactic daddy-o welcoming each and every one of you to my galactic patio that reaches from Minnesota to the universe. And I guess that is my cue. And I'm switching it up a little bit tonight. And I'm drinking the hometown beer from Larry Bell, which is Bell's Amber Ale. Bell's Amber Ale. So pop them if you got them. And again, the Applebee's collection, Old Fashioned Lions logo. And just look at that Kalamazoo greatness. Just look at that. Ooh. Ooh, just look at that. The perfect pour. And we are getting down on the Delta 8 vegan herb edibles. We're going to give it all props. And we are the Unicorn Luca. And we'll let that percolate. Man, did y'all watch the fight? Oh, let me see who the party people are tonight. Who are the party people? Okay, who are the party people with me tonight? Oh, that's even better. Brother PJ Allen. Hang hand. Lakers are down 0-3. It's 4 straight wins for them. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if they win 4 straight. I mean, again, they're trying to dislodge that theory out there on the scripted game, which again is to me probably looks like a type of a mocking, but still they gotta answer to that shit. So it's possible, but not probable. Hey, Macbone, thank you for joining.
Got to have vision.
And I know you got
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches?
I know you can control yours. Super Ken, the Kentucky fan. I know you can. What's happening? Starfleet 418. What's happening? Rondo Smallfoot, thank you for joining. What's happening? I was on a panel and a lady professional matchmaker discussing the dynasties of raw femininity and primal energy in connection to men and relationships. Wow. Wow. Oh, no. I think I died. That was good enough. So smoke them if you want them. Okay. Now, whoever leaked that script changed it for everyone. There's probably some truth to that, too. They put pressure on the NBA because people more and more are saying that, the sports are scripted. We know it's entertainment. And there's no way around that. Oh. So, there's no way around that. So that's why the script was so deadly to them, and they're going to try to do everything they can to change it. I am here to control mine, Dr. Sinister. He says he's here to control his. So, Dr. Sinister.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
Thank you. Never take the jab. Man, the Lakers killing me, though. I was gonna have a nice bag.
Got to have vision.
That's what it takes. It takes the pure vision to be on top of it. No doubt about that. What about the horse race? Did anybody win any money on the horse race today? The horse that won the Kentucky Derby got third today, so he showed. I was trying to remember the numbers offhand because we've been gone for a minute. So I might have made a little money on the horse race today. I got to check. I think I did. And I don't know about y'all. If y'all didn't watch that fight tonight, that I don't see a fight being better than that fight. That was a great fight tonight. You know, they gave it to Haney, which I thought Max Kellerman was wrong because Max Kellerman tried to give him, what, 7, 8, 9, which I thought was wrong. I thought that was completely bogus scoring that he gave Lomo 7, 8, 9. I was like, no way, no way, no way. And then one of the referee that was camera's side is the dude named Tim Chapman, I think they said. The referee grew up, or excuse me, one of the judges that was wearing glasses is named Tim Chapman, I think they said. But anyway, he grew up with my fiance and her family. They were sitting there fucking with it. They was texting him and shit. It's like, you know, he ain't gonna answer the text. So, but the fight was a great fight. I mean, in the beginning, Haney was killing his body. He was just killing. Lomo wasn't prepared, but I'm gonna tell you what, Lomo got his timing, and you know, like he's left-handed, and you come straight in with a lead left jab, and you hurting him. I think Lomo's or Haney's mistake was Haney kind of had him figured out in the second round. If y'all remember, in the second round, Haney did that Ali step. Haney took a step back and threw, and it caught Lomo in the second round. He got a clean shot. Then in the 6th, 7th, he started getting him with that shot again. And I thought he should have, when he started to go back to get distance, I thought he should have kept popping him with that. Now, Lomo had him in the 11th round. That was Lomo's best punch, was the 11th round. When he that straight right, and I mean, he peppered him with about 6, 7 punches. But Haney ate him. And I would disagree with the referee that did 16-14. I would disagree. I think it was 15-13. That's what I would have did. I think that was justice. And Matt Kellerman, he had Lomo winning 15-13. But again, I did not think Lomo won 6, 7, and 8. I would not. There was no point I thought Lomo won 3 rounds straight. But I'll say this: Lomo's tough. It was a good fight. I mean, it was a back and forth fight. It was dudes eating it. It was dudes trading. It was a great fight. I was highly entertained tonight. Mockery. I was rooting for Haney, but I thought he lost. You catch? Yeah, I watched. Yeah, I thought he won. I thought Max was wrong. I thought Max was wrong. I did not think that Lomo won at 15-13. As I mentioned, 16-14 was wrong. I thought that was too big a lead. I did not see, and that's what he did is he turned around and he gave Haney 3 rounds. To get that 16-14, he had to give, some point he gave Haney 3 or maybe 4 rounds. So I thought Haney had, the body punches in the beginning of the fight really dictated a lot of the fight. And Lomo looked beat up. I mean, he really did. Lomo looked beat up. I mean, his face was all beat up. Haney had a little bit. Oh, but did y'all see the fight before? The fight before where dude in the, what was it? Because they was top contenders, so it's 10 rounds. Oh, man, what was his name? Because he got beat by, he had got beat last year, and he took a year off. Man, in the 11th round, in the 10th round, maybe it was the 9th round. Yeah, in the 9th round, he came up and he hit the dude with his head in the nose. It looked like it broke his nose. Like he's like in, and he purposely, check this out. This is what the dude purposely did. He purposely stuck his head in dude, and it looked like he broke the dude's nose. He hit him with the crown of his head right here, and it looked like it broke dude's nose, and then he followed it with a punch. And the referee didn't even call that. It's like it hit, I'm telling you, it looked like it broke the dude's nose. And dude was like stunned. He just stood there, and the ref didn't even call it a foul or nothing. But that was a hell of a fight. Yeah, Lomo Lomo's hitting that body? Not as much. Floyd owns the Nevada back. Yeah, Lomo should have finished him off in the 12th. Got to give it to Haney for the 12th. It was huge, but you had Lomo by 1 round. I don't know. I didn't think he won it. I didn't think he did enough work early. But man, it was a great fight. I mean, it was really, really a great fight. So if Lomo would even won, I wouldn't have been disappointed because the fight was too good. But I didn't think there was any point where Lomo won 3 rounds. That was the biggest difference in the scoring to me. I didn't think he ever won 3 rounds. But let's see here. Man, I came across some more stuff. You know, I come across it's just the craziest stuff sometimes. I was telling the story the other night, and I want to finish this story off. Lakers coming back. Hey, Woke, thank you for joining.
You got to have vision.
I would not be surprised if the Lakers do come back. If the Lakers don't come back, that won't surprise me either. Oh, here we go. Did it from earlier? No. I didn't spell this dude's name right. See if I can find him again. I found him on my phone. Let's see. No. This might be it. No, that's not it. They had a picture of him. Oh, they not showing it. Let me see. I kept it. Wanted to show a situation that I knew the guy. Where would it be here? Right here. Okay, what is this under? Oh, I think I spelled it wrong. Okay. Yep, I did spell it wrong. Okay. Is that it? Okay, because this shows a picture of him, so. This is it, guys. I found it. Okay. Let's see if I can get all that out of there. All right. You know, it's just funny in life how, you know, you try to be a positive role to young men and, you know, you never know how young men can turn out. And let's see. Let me see a little bit more of get this commercial out the way, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And this is from 2016, so this is not new. All right, here we go. This is one of my ex-players. When he was in 9th grade, when he was he might have been in 9th grade, and I let him play on JV because we had a small school. All right, I'm going to let this go.
This courthouse mayhem. Investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy joins us now with late details. Chuck?
Rob, there are thousands of Larry Gordons who appear in American courts every day, rank-and-file criminals, not violent enough to be locked up for life, but repeat offenders who dance in and out of the criminal justice system. Sometimes they try to get away. When Larry Gordon tried to make a run for it here today, he didn't get very far. His criminal history hadn't included previous jailbreaks, although he had served prison time for fleeing police, among other things. His rap sheet dates to 1998. With his most recent probation in 2014. But nothing as serious as what happened today here at the Berrien County Courthouse. Escape, kidnapping, a double murder of law enforcement. Tonight, in nearby Coloma, Michigan, the house where he used to live with his now ex-wife and their children. The couple ran a mobile car wash and detailing business. The company's truck still parked here. Gordon's ex telling a Grand Rapids TV station that he had mixed with the wrong people. According to their divorce file obtained tonight by the I-Team, things started going south 2 summers ago when she filed to get out of their marriage. The divorce became final in late March. But this violence at the courthouse wasn't predictable by anything in the public record retrievable tonight. But could it have been prevented had these recommendations been embraced? The recent steps to best practices for court building security published by the National Center for State Courts. This report recommends the transport officer closest to the prisoner should be armed with an intermediate weapon, for example, taser or baton. It states that only the secondary officer should be carrying a firearm. Courtroom security widely differs across the country and even across Metro Chicago. For example, in Cook County, courtroom deputies and bailiffs do not carry guns during prisoner transfers, specifically to prevent weapons from being grabbed and used against them. Tonight, the sheriff in Berrien County, Michigan, says their practices and procedures will now undergo a full review. You can expect some changes there.
Okay, Chuck, thank you.
Okay, let's see. All right. It says there are thousands. Okay,
Here it goes.
does he tell what he actually did? Okay, so what happened is, I'm trying to think what I mean, maybe it's on my phone. It had a better, just trying to bring this picture back up. Let's see, I don't think I can. Yeah, I can. All right, here he is. Bring his picture back up. And this cat wasn't really, juvenile most of his life. Here we go. So let me see. I think I have here on my phone what he actually did. Yeah, Larry Gordon, the prisoner who overpowered a guard and shot 2 bailiffs to death. Dig this. Larry Gordon, the prisoner who overpowered a guard and shot 2 bailiffs to death at the Berrien County Courthouse 2 weeks ago, left a letter saying he attempted to escape at any cost. That's according to investigating, speaking at Friday morning press conference. Detectives found the document at Gordon's cell in his Berrien County jail after January 11th shooting. The letter was addressed to his ex-wife. He apologized over and over again for what he was about to do and says he's going on the run or he's going to die trying. Sheriff Department Detective Lieutenant Gary said. He just said going to prison isn't living. Gordon reported words came true when law enforcement officers shot him to death as he's surrounded by hostages in a corner on the 3rd floor of the courthouse. Sanders, the press conference, gave an account of the shooting, saying events began about 2:30 p.m. The detective played a video and audio from the courthouse security and described the events depicted in what was often fast. They didn't have good video for it. Gordon of Coloma, Michigan, was in courtroom on the 3rd of the building that day of appearance was related to 77-year-old felony charges. He was not needed at the court at the time, and bailiff Ron Kinsey is shown monitoring to Sheriff James R. to take Gordon back to the holding cell. The pair go through a door and off camera when a commotion and shouting are heard. The sounds of our Gordon taking Ashbury's gun away from him, Sanders says. Kinsey runs across the frame as the camera as well. He'll then go through the same doorway, and when the doorway opens on the audio, we hear, "No, don't shoot," Sanders says, followed by a gunshot. The sound of the shot is clear on the video and is followed by shouting more shots. Meanwhile, video shows half the people in the courtroom exiting immediately. Several hide before the moment. Off camera, courthouse security director Joseph Something also begins responding. He calls other bailiffs to assist in the 3rd floors and head there for himself. Through the records of his electronic key, we know he responded to that area to assist the hallway leading back to a holding cell. At 2:58 hours, he activates the door leading back to the area, and from a witness is shot within seconds, so he goes through the door blindly and gets shot. A camera outside the courtroom shows handcuffed Gordon holding a revolver run past the bailiff. The guard swatted at the suspect's gun and drew his own weapon. He did not take a shot because he did not know what was behind Gordon or if he would be safe from bullets. That doesn't make sense. The civilians who fled the courtroom second are seen taking refuge all over. You hear Larry go ahead and say, I got hostages, I got hostages. And then there was a pause, and that he's got 8 hostages, 2 more bailiffs, one who bumped into Gordon arrive at the other end of the same hallway. Weapons are drawn and take up position. Gordon has one of the civilians take a metal sign, strike a glass partition that flanks one side of the cove and leads to offices. A 4th bailiff is seen going into a second courtroom to cut off the route. 9 bangs of metal on glass ring out on the video, but the suspect realized he could not escape that way. Gordon then crosses one end of the hallway with his arm around a female hostage with a gun to her head. Other hostages follow him into the alcove. Bailiffs advance down the hallway and the flanking officers arrive in the first alcove. Then all the officers converge on the second alcove containing Gordon and the hostages. One shot rings out, followed quickly by a staff of a dozen more. 2 hostages run out in the corner on their own, and the officers drag 2 more to safety. One of the bailiffs explained how a shot opened up, and he took the shot to save the hostage's life. They continued to fire till he was no longer a threat. Officers began Ziegel and Gordon, and they all 3 died. So he killed 2 people, and they killed him. So the video used to be available. Wow. It says the video no longer available. Wow. Used to be available. So it wasn't that long ago. I might have to do a little more digging. But yeah, this is Larry. I know his family. He had I know his sister, because his sister, when he was in 10th grade or whenever I had him, I think Larry was in 9th grade when I coached him. His sister was probably grown. So you never know, man. You never know, and I never saw him again. I saw his sister from time to time, but never saw him after I coached him. And I know he did some juvenile time. So unfortunate, y'all, Unfortunate. Oh, let's see. El Dragon, what's happening? JC, what's happening? JC says no team has ever came back from being down 3-0. Yeah, that's I would agree, but we never know. To say that LA can't win one at home, I don't know. You think Denver got it? It appears that way right now. It's like right now you would think that the Heat would sweep them, but the Heat's not going to sweep them. Heat will probably lose, but it might go the same way. The Heat might win again, just like this go, and both games might be 3-0. Both games might be 3-0. Now let's be real. What kind of ratings is the Heat and Denver going to get? What kind of ratings are the Heat and Denver going to get? I mean, you can only give Jimmy Butler a Michelob commercial. I mean, really, who? Joker can get the MVPs, but commercially, what has he gotten? There's nothing nationally with him other than something with the NBA. So you know what Ali used to say, like they can't draw no gate. They can't draw no gate. So we'll see. Hardest part about gematria is when a death ritual happens like Jim Brown, hard to tell if it's good or bad for the team. One thing we can't, I broke down to somebody too. Something we got to consider is the Cleveland baseball team too. I don't necessarily know that's going to go to the Cleveland football team, Jim Brown's ritual, but it'll definitely go to, I think, Cleveland's baseball team. So I'd keep an eye on what is Cleveland called? The Commanders or whatever they're called, Guardians or some shit. Yeah. So maybe if James was, I think they have a team that matches up. I mean, what you have to realize is Anthony Davis has played excellent every game. He had 18 rebounds. Again. So he's playing excellent. So they just need the other players to step up. Hachimura has not hit nothing. He's not gotten a consecutive, not gotten a run. So that's what, what they need. Change my mind, Denver versus Miami. Yeah, I'm saying, like Denver versus Miami, what national attraction does that bring? It does not really bring any national attraction. So that's my only thing, is what's national attraction. Frog and Sue, what's happening? General Peace, thank you for joining. And so I don't know if we can really change anybody's mind about it, but I would just say it does not seem very likely that the Lakers will win. Now, can the Lakers win one game? I think they can. I think the Lakers can win one game. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can find this one too. You guys helped me with this the other night. Right here. I think. Let's see if this is it. Yeah. Is this all of them? Huh. No, these are different people. Okay. But let me see if I got the story. Let's see something here. Oh, there's no. It's a bunch of niggas. Damn. Let me see if I can find the story because I don't see the story here. I got the story on the phone though. And you guys help me with this one right here. Hope the whole story is here. So it's funny, like when you don't see a person in 30 years and then you see them again, make it bigger. Can't grab it. No. But this is, as someone helped me the other night, this is Esco. This is Esco Hill. And from everything I can find, this is him. This is the guy I coached when he was in 10th grade. And he's about the same height, about 6'3". Yeah, that's about the same height. So this is him. So apparently what happened is, I don't know what put him, I have not been able to find what put him in Georgia prison. But his latest charge came from murdering the guy. And apparently he's a Muslim. And someone took one of the other Muslims' phones. And so they did a retaliation and they shanked him. And so this came back in 16. So they were, I guess they were shackled the whole time. And so they appealed on being shackled the whole time. And really, they didn't really get anything out of it. But that's what happened. I don't know what initially put this dude in prison, but this is what he got murdered for. And so they really shut a dude out. It was kind of sweet the way they did the hit they did on the guy. Because this is not it. But what they actually did is they had 3 attackers and they cut off every exit of escape for the dude they killed. Like there was no exit of escape for the guy they killed. And they didn't end up shanking him for, taking the phone. And then they appealed it. Okay, so here it goes. Evidence presented at Hill's trial showed that on July 11th, a large group of Muslim inmates at Hayes State Prison launched a retaliatory attack on another inmate, which led to the death. Prior to the attack, Alfred Morris, who prosecutors said was the prison gang leader, reportedly attacked Rodriguez, a Muslim, and stole his phone. Morris had a reputation for targeting Muslim inmates at the prison, according to testimony. Lucas, who participated in the attack, testified as part of the plea deal and received a 10-year sentence for aggravated assault. His testimony is the only link that connected Hill to the orchestration of the attack. After the attack, Lucas testified Rodriguez approached Hill was considered a leader in the prison Muslim community. Hill then approached Morris asking that he return the phone. But Morris refused, saying, "I don't like y'all Muslims, no way." And so Hill supposedly organized the attack. When Morrison, who was a diabetic, was going into the medical unit for early morning insulin shot, many of the Muslims at the prison were participating in Ramadan.
Rodriguez, unidentified inmate, approached Morris with a homemade knife at the medical unit. Morris threw a chair at the two men and ran, but was tripped by Hill, a correction officer said. At that point, the Muslims came out of the dining area and surrounded Morris in the yard, yelling, Allahu Akbar! They kicked and stabbed him. The inmates dispensed, threw away their weapons, and the correction officer arrived, and Morris died from the wounds. Shank, shank! When officers tried to handcuff Lucas, he struggled before Hill intervened and told Lucas to cooperate. Hill was encouraged other inmates to cooperate to officers. No witness saw Hill stab Morris. The opinion stated that, but DNA testified revealed that Hill's blood was on his pants. Now, I never say when he was in high school he had NBA talent, but it's just, as I sat here and was thinking about this story, I do remember the last time seeing him when he went to the high school. And we talked a little bit. He was on the team, but he was just moving. He's from New York, cat, and then just the way he was moving. So I'm not surprised. He might have always been a Muslim, and I just didn't know. So that didn't surprise me. He's a New York cat. But, it's just sad to see. Sad to see. How you can look somebody up on Facebook? Well, when they have these kind of episodes. And I'm not trying to glorify none of it, or get extra views. It's just like this. These is real people I knew. This is people I knew. Like who would forget a name like Esco Hill? That's not a very common name, Esco. It's not a very common name at all. So, okay, I didn't kill my. Good, I can bring it back. Oh, okay. Here we go. So yeah, Morris's agent. Oh, here we go. Oh, okay. Let's see. These shootings happen. These shootings happen more often. Hey, what's up, Jamar? What's happening? Say Denver because I say so. That's funny. Denver may be where most elites are least threatening, are retreating. Oh, Morrison's agent. Dang. No way they both knock out LA and Celtics both. I think Boston wins it all. Yeah, that's a good point, OTF. I mean, just economics. And again, like take for instance the jerseys that Denver wore tonight. Whoever put that red in that scheme is just totally ugly. That red in that scheme is just totally ugly. So whoever designed those uniforms was really ugly. And you got to look at marketing. Because basketball jerseys are the least marketed jerseys just because they're so seasonal. Football jerseys you can wear almost all year round. Eco is straight NYC. Yeah. He was the first dude I ever saw wear a clock. He came back from Christmas vacation and he had a clock on, and that was before I even saw a Flavor Flav wear a clock. Esco was the first person I ever saw wear a clock before even Flav. He came back from Christmas vacation from New York and he was wearing a clock. And I was like, okay. And I didn't ask him about it because I didn't really give a fuck. I was like, okay, niggas got a clock on. Okay, he couldn't wear it when he was hooping, to come to practice. And he we played. Golly, it's funny. My cousin Mark Macon had knocked his team out in the regionals. Where was that little town? Maybe it was Hope or Howell, Michigan, maybe. And we beat them, and Esco had 35. I mean, he put work. It was like the best game that I coached him. He put in 35. And what happened is we had some injuries on varsity, and both of my big dudes, Esco and this other dude, played varsity the rest of the year. So I only refed him a few games, and then he had to play varsity. No, I refed him probably, yeah. He probably didn't go up to varsity till about 10 games in. Yeah. Yeah, because the next game, he had 35, and after he had 35, the coach put him on varsity. And then he ended up playing varsity through the tournament. And I saw him, man, I don't know. like the vision where I think I saw him, he couldn't have been there. He wouldn't have been old enough to be in that place, but it was somewhere over on that side of town. I saw him somewhere by the club. That's what I was vision. I was like, damn, that came to me earlier. Like the last time I saw him, he was older. He was at the high school, and we were, I want to say somewhere over by the club, but there's no way. Because it was daytime, but I just, I just often wondered, and it's kind of sad, it's kind of sad. But yeah, Esco, yeah, before I saw Flav, and then when I saw Flav on TV, I was like, oh, that's why Esco, because, back then, we talking about 80, what was that, 80, my son was born in 89, so like 88, 89, 87. I coached there 5 years, so I think I started coaching there in 86. So yeah, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, maybe those 5 years. Yeah, something like that. Esco Hill. And he had a jerry curl the whole time. Like 87, 88, he still had a jerry curl. And we was talking, laughing at him, everybody's, because a lot of brothers had the short haircuts by then, especially in Michigan. You just didn't see very many afros back then. But looking at the Lakers, I don't know. I think, can they win one game? I think we could all agree. If you look at it from a marketing standpoint, and what we got to also look at it is from a betting standpoint. We got to look at it from a marketing standpoint and a betting standpoint. Now, is the league willing to take a W like the years they let San Antonio win? Because the years they let San Antonio win, they took a W in the ratings. And they'll do that every now and then to push the agenda, because, again, the agenda was getting these foreign players to have championships. Tony Parker, Ginobili. So, because the Heat, Denver is just going to be a terrible series. Again, it's not going to get, people aren't going to be interested in the Joker. Again, no national commercials. So, I think we're going to go one game at a time. I say Monday night, Lakers win. One game at a time. I say Monday night, the Lakers can win one game. Now, can the Lakers win down there one? It's highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. But you can't. This is what's interesting. D'Lo hasn't played well at all. And D'Lo really matches up well with Murray. Because people forget D'Lo's 6'7". Maybe even 6'8". He's a big guard. And he matches up well. And it's just like he hasn't played well hitting threes. They talk. You could tell LeBron was going to hit threes today, because they were like, well, LeBron hasn't hit a three in the whole fourth quarter. So you already saw that was going to come. So I say one game, Lakers win Monday night. I'll stand on that one. Nuggets, the dollar has no value. U.S. corporations going crypto. I'm going back to bed. Thank you for joining me, though. Thank you. It's nice of you. I know I came in late. Like I said, I just got back home. Matter of fact, I'm still got my coat on. I literally came up here, this is how the beer came in the crib. I just literally brought this up here because I didn't want to be up here till 4 or something in the morning. So, yeah, and the fight was so good, so good. Now, I didn't go see the movie today. My fiance she had a shot in her knee last week. So I was feeling kind of, she wasn't really feeling up to it. So we didn't go to the movies, because my daughter texted me, are we going to see the movies? And I was like, nah, she's not feeling so great. So she needed to rest, and she rested. And then we went over to her brother's and watched the game and watched the fight. And we're going back over there again tomorrow morning, because her mother had some surgery recently and wasn't able to celebrate Mother's Day last weekend. So we're celebrating Mother's Day. And sister-in-law, D'Lo tripping. D'Lo on both ends of the floor is garbage. He is garbage. I mean, but he can shoot, and he can. This is what. Now again, I watch all the Well, this was the only year that I really didn't watch all the Timberwolves game. I'll take that back. But I've watched enough of his game to know that he can really match up with most people on defense. He really can, without even a great effort, because of his size. And so I'm surprised that he's not on Murray. Now, again, he's stiff. He's a stiff kind of dude. If you look at his defense and just look at his game, he's a stiff kind of guy. but he matches really, and I mean his wingspan and everything. When he really tries to, when they match him up on the guy, I thought he should have been playing Murray a lot more because he matches up so well. Because even when they switch, you now got another big guy. I mean, D'Lo's a big guy, but he's been straight trash. D'Lo's 6'4". Nah, I think he's taller than that. Watch. I'll tell you, watch him stand up next to people. Watch him stand up next to people. Watch him stand up next to people. If you think he's 6'4", which is, who's 6'4"? Okay. He's not shorter than that. He's not shorter than that. He's taller than what's the number 4 to Walker? He's taller than Walker. And Walker's about 6'4". He's taller than Reeves. And Reeves is 6'5". He's taller than Reeves. He's damn near tall as Vanderbilt. He's damn near tall as him. Him and Vanderbilt ain't much difference. Like when Daniels is 6'7", him and D'Lo the same height. I stand on that. 6'5". They tried to throw LeBron. No, LeBron can't guard him. I think D'Lo's a better. Oh, you missed the fight. Yeah, the fight. Oh yeah, the fight is good. I feel you. Yeah, they couldn't deal with him. I'm just saying, match him up. Look at him against other players. But he's a bigger guard. And Murray is only 6'4", 6'5". He's still a good player. He played well here. And when he first went to the Lakers, he played well. They'd like turn the rims off for him. So, yeah, they tried to. No, you can't really put LeBron on him. I mean, again, LeBron is good on him because again, when they because they're trying to do the 2-game with him and Joker. But I mean, Murray, that last one that he got over the 2 dudes and they had him and he just like put it behind him. Remember, I was trying to tell you on different ways to finger roll and different ways to jump hook when he was down under the basket and he just went up like backwards. He just jumped up and that's all. Like people don't understand. It's just that little second of separation where you jump before they jump and then you just put it up. And like that part of the basket, there's no way they can block it because they're going through the rim or the net. So it was a beautiful play. And he just finger rolled it in. He just saw where he had the advantage and he knew he could jump higher. And again, if you get that quick leap and you can put it up. That was a sweet play. That was like a real sweet play. When they showed it, at the end of the game, they showed it again. That play, when they showed the slow motion, it just showed how graceful it is. And see, I've never said, they saying he's 6'5". Okay, Key, what's happening? Well, I'll tell you what my Mandela effect is. When he came out of Ohio State, he was 6'7". And I personally saw this dude, and this dude is taller than that. He's taller than that. And Ant is 6'6". So let's see if we can find some pictures of him and Ant together. Let's see. Just comparison of size. All right. I think that's not too hard to find. The fuck? Oh. All right. It's not that damn recent. Thank you. See if we can find some pictures of him. Hell, I don't even know what is his real name. Damn, who is this? Oh. See if we can get here we go. I just want to get some size comparison to show you this dude standing next to other people. Right here, look at that. Look at this. He's tall as Bill Russell. See, he's tall as Bill Russell. See that? He's taller than Bill Russell. I'm just bullshitting. I got some pictures of this nigga. Let's see. Pictures of him next to people. I want y'all to see this dude next to people. This dude is tall. There's all these single pictures of him. Okay. He's taller than Booker. He's taller than Booker. All right? He's taller than Booker. Right here, you can see he is taller than him. And I know it's not a great shot, but I mean, just look, he's taller than Booker. And they say Booker's 6'4". He's taller than Booker. All right. Let's see if I can find, there's not a lot of pictures of him with people. It's like pictures of him as a weirdo, you know? He's taller than this girl. Look at that. He's taller than the girl. You see that? He's towering. Oh, that's Earl Monroe. I'm sorry. That's Earl Monroe. Sorry about that. I got mixed up. Man, there is not. Wow. Let's see. They do not have a lot of pictures of him standing next to people. Okay. Here we go. All right. Now maybe you guys are right. They're about the same height. So yeah, he's about 6'5", because Cat's 7 foot. Whoops, sorry, I'm not showing you guys. I'm wrong. You guys are right. Him and Booker are about the same height. And Booker's about 6'4", 6'5". Cat's 6'10". Yeah, that's about 7. So you guys are right. I eat crow on this one. I'll take a drink. But how tall is Murray? How tall is Murray? Murray's about the same height. So, but he sucked, you know. D-Lo has sucked. No doubt about that. But I'm proven right. I took a drink, and I get by with a little help from my friends. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be. We should all be able to look it up, laugh about it. Yeah, they look about the same height. And you know, when I'm not right, I'm not right. And I'm one eager to say I'm not. And thank you guys for 6'4". They both look about 6'4". Yeah, I think they got Booker at 6'4". But I really thought Russell was taller than Ant. Yeah, he appears taller than Ant. And Ant is 6'6". So maybe I'm wrong. Ant is 6'6", and I thought he was taller than that. I really did. And I don't know if I can find any pictures of them together. Maybe. Let's see. Because they don't have any pictures of him on the Timberwolves. Let's see if I can find a picture of him and Ant standing next to each other. No. Yeah, not. Yeah, I don't find. Well, let me see. What is this? It's All-Star Game. What is he wearing? Like, check this out. What is this? What is this nigga wearing? Like, what is that? Like, what is that? Is that a dress? Whoa. Where'd that go? Where'd that shit go? I don't know. That was some weird looking stuff. Oh, here it is. What kind of statement does this make? Well, you know, I got the moon outfit on. Like, it kind of looks like a dress. Wow. This is monkish. And he's got knickers. Like, aren't those knickers? These look like knickers to me. Aren't those knickers? Those are knickers. So he's got knickers on, and he's got the knee length. Is that a raincoat on top of a hoodie with the only side of the moon that we see? Okay. Okay, we'll put you back. We'll put you back where we found you. Oh, we'll put you back. Oh, y'all some weirdos. Oh my goodness, some weirdos. D-Lo, the people's right now. Fucking my prize picks up all the way. Oh, what is that? You guys want to see what is going on in the LBC? What? I want to get. I want to come here. Man, I should look up the race. The race was the bomb, man. I love watching horse races, man. That is so, man, I love watching horse races. They had one race where they raced on the grass, and then the Preakness itself is raced on the dirt. But you know what's sad is they had to kill a horse. Sorry if I didn't mention that, but yeah, they had to kill a horse. Again, they killed 8 horses at the Kentucky Derby last week. They ended up killing 8 horses, a total of 8 horses last week at the Kentucky Derby. They killed one horse that threw a dude. It threw a dude, and they had to kill the horse because the break, you know, when they break it a certain way, they can't save the horse. They can't even give him a splint or nothing, so they had to kill him because they'll suffer. So it's something going on, and that's fine. Like the dude who is funny, the dude who's I think his name, the trainer that won was Babbitt. His horse won a year or two ago. 2 years ago, his horse won. And remember, they got him because the horse had PEDs in it. So they stripped him of his title. And so they banned him for the last 2 years, and then he wins the Preakness. So you kind of see how they do it. It seems fairly bogus. But it was cool. Like they kept, like the horses that led kept a nice pace. Because the dude, I think the Mays that won the Kentucky Derby, I could see what he was doing with the horse. But what he didn't realize is them horses that kept that lead, they had it. They had it. And I think, like, he didn't hit his horse until he was in the last, like, 100 yards, which I like that. You know, the other dude's beating the shit out of him, you know, but he didn't hit him until, because I think he thought the horse had another gear. And the horse was just kept third. It showed, you know. So if you just bet, at least it showed you won a little bit. So because it got third place. But I just think he didn't, because it wasn't a terribly fast pace. And I think when they came out of that last corner, if he would have like gave the horse all he had, the horse probably could have came, because the horse didn't really tire. He just couldn't catch up. And the pace them other 2 horses kept, I mean, they was neck and neck for a minute. And then the horse that won, you know, Babbitt's horse, like got won by like a neck. So it was cool. It was really cool. It was, you know, I enjoy horse racing. Well, maybe there's nothing going on in the Great White North up here today. Maybe those are my only shows I can really talk about. Oh, there's a bear again. I thought they killed the bears. What happened? They killed the bears before. I don't think this is a bear, y'all. I know a woman that looks like this. They talking about it's a bear. I want y'all to see this. This. They say this is a bear. It look like an ugly woman I know. Check this out when they show it. Y'all be like, I know an ugly woman look like that too. I want to see this because this just look like an ugly woman walking on all fours. Skip. Okay, do y'all want to hear about the bears? I don't think that's a bear, y'all. I think it's an ugly woman. This dude is cheesing too hard for me. I don't mind the suit. I like the handkerchief. The handkerchief is nice. Okay. You're clean. You get it. Let's go.
Multiple viewers last night reported seeing the bear near the top.
Don't that just look like kind of an ugly woman that's walking on all fours? Is that really a bear? Like that bear is malnourished. But okay, it's a bear. Okay, let's go. I thought it was an ugly girl.
Target off Highway 101. WCCO's Alan Henry spoke to eyewitnesses about the encounter.
Imagine it's a Friday night and you're going to the gas.
Damn. Again, the Target shirt, Wrangler pants, and the Target shirt, Wranglers or whatever the Target brand jeans, tucked in shirt with a gut. This is a no-no, baby. This is a no-no. This doesn't look neat. This is the look of unneat. You don't tuck in your shirt when your gut looks like that, baby. Didn't you watch the commercials? You know, the untucked, you can get them tailor untucked. So like you go like, oh my goodness. How hard is it to go to the outlet and get some good clothes, baby? It's not that hard. This is the clothes capital, baby. But okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I get distracted.
Gas station or the car wash, and then all of a sudden, a black bear runs past you. Well, in Rogers, they didn't have to imagine it. It happened.
I would have probably tackled the bear. I watched my dad wrestle a bear between halftime of a Globetrotter game, and my dad like gave me confidence. You know, I was like up in the Smoky Mountains one time. I had a couple 50 caliber Desert Eagles, you know, and I came like with a hand-to-hand combat with a grizzly bear. But again, 50 calibers, you know, nothing can really sustain that kind of injury. So the grizzly bear just gave me a high five and ran the other way. But okay, I'm sorry. Let's go. Damn, I still think that looks more like an ugly poor woman that's walking on all fours than an animal. I really know a woman that looks like that with that long neck and the weird body and the weird booty and shit. But let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Just after 6 Friday evening, this bear was spotted roaming around this busy intersection in Rogers.
All of a sudden I looked outside and it kind of came running across the road from Denny's across the street.
Yeah, he didn't want that Denny's food either.
The bear surprised the workers at the Mr. Car Wash.
It came around the corner of our building and then kind of...
Did he get Employee of the Month, or is this an ad? You know, got the brother back here, but you know... Did Don or James get Employee of the Month back there?
I peeked into.
Hey, and this chick is really ugly. Let's say it. She's hit. This chick is really hit. She's like hit with the ugly stick. She's the one that's probably chasing the bear in this scene. The bear's running from her.
Into the back.
Look, it's her chasing the bear.
Our tunnel and kind of peeked at me. And
hey, he's trying to hitchhike. Now the bear's hitchhiking.
And I started freaking out because I thought.
You started freaking out. If the bear probably ran from you, honey. He was just as scared when he saw you.
Thought it was going to come running into.
He was not going to come nowhere near you. You look like you could have trapped him in your arms.
Our tunnel.
Video shows the bear then start to make its way up toward the highway. And that's when people nearby then actually tried to get its attention.
We were worried it was going to get hit, and we were like, do we call the cops or anything? And
this map from the Minnesota DNR shows...
So that's where all the darkies live. That's really what the map shows, where the darkies are. We keep track of all the darkies. See, they're trying to... See, we're not tricked by you, map. We know this is the darky map, and we're not tricked by you. So don't try to say this is where all the bears are. We're not tricked by. Bear sightings with, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I misthought. When I saw the dark area, I was trying to thought you was trying to, okay, let's go.
Reported bear sightings from across the state. A majority of these reports have come in the past month.
Now, I live closer to right in here. Over here. I live like right in here. Yeah, right in there. I live south. See that? I live right in that area. But bears, see those no bears around where I live, you know? They stay away from me. They know I'm up here. They heard about me. Whoa. So let's go.
With DNR saying black bear range has
Why they gotta be black bears? Why can't they just be dark bears? Why they gotta be black?
Expanded southward and westward. DNR recommends if you see a black bear to make noise to scare it off and report the sighting.
Man, come on now. This punk ass bear ain't scaring nobody. Really? Come on now. This ain't a grizzly. This is the furthest thing from a grizzly bear. This is like Winnie the Pooh. You know, you can whoop his ass.
Definitely on their turf and they're...
Okay, there you go. This is the average Minnesota European. Okay, I give her an okay.
Used to people and they
take it back.
Probably want to get in garbage and...
Yeah, we don't like your grill.
Yeah.
Okay, don't smell it so hard, honey.
And life's easier when there's...
You went down like 6 points.
Food and garbage around.
You should have told him to shoot you on your right. Like no, shoot me on my left. No, you got to get on that other side. I know what I look good. Shoot me on the other side.
WCCO News.
Man, WCCO is rough on people. See, man, I'm not scared of no bear. Mountain lion, well, I don't think a mountain lion would take a bunch of 9s. What do you guys think? I don't think a bear could take a bunch of them. A mountain lion could take a bunch of them. Like if he was running at me and I put 20 in him, I would have a rug the next day. You dig? It was something. Oh, when did this happen? Oh, when did this happen? I knew it was something I was looking for. I forgot about this one. This one hurt my soul. How does this happen? But I think they're going to tell us how it happened, y'all. You're like, how did you guys actually, what? No. All right. Oh, you got to get the people what they want. Y'all want to hear this story. Whoops. All right. Here we go.
Strikes and kills a man in downtown Minneapolis.
Okay, this shirt probably came from Macy's. This is a Macy's suit, which okay. Looks like you might have a little wig up there, but okay, let's go. What you got? I don't mind this. I actually used to have a tie. Matter of fact, I think I still got a tie like that, so I can't say shit. I got a tie like that.
This one happened at about 1 this morning. Our Babs Santos is live for us tonight. And Babs, it appears that this man was in some kind of fight on the...
Damn. Like, really? This is springtime, buddy. This is today's show. This is springtime. Babs? Is that Babs? Yeah, his name is Babs Santos. Okay, Babs, yeah, you shouldn't have took this. Yeah, and, okay, you're a Muslim, so you got the round collar. I'm not feeling that either. Get the stiff. If it ain't looking stiff, like, this is like raggedy. You're on TV, bruh. You're on TV, and look how raggedy. You can get these shirts. I've had some of these shirts. Matter of fact, I've had nice shirts like this. So, yeah, you can get these collars that look stiff, and, yeah, this is springtime, dude. This is winter clothes. It's spring. This is winter. But, okay, tell us what happened. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm still not understanding the vest in the spring. Send salt. Babs. Let's go.
The platform when this happened?
Yeah. Why are you shaking your head? Come on, Bab. Why are you shaking your head? You get in your cue and you start shaking your head? Watch.
Yeah, Tim.
Why did you do that? Well, what are you shaking your head for?
Yeah, Tim, this was actually the last passing train of the night, and this man fell right in front of it, but it doesn't.
The last passing train of the night. What is the odds that the last passing train, the last train to Georgia, the last train that you would fall in front of it? I mean, that is like actually the worst type of luck. What do they call him on the Flintstones or Pebbles and Bam Bam? Schlep Rock? You know, he's the bad luck dude. Okay, let's go, Babs.
Doesn't appear he was deliberately pushed in front of it, instead likely losing his balance in a fight. After being hit by the train, the man was pronounced dead at the scene. Law enforcement says this fight was not a random attack, but that the two men involved appeared to know each other. Now Minneapolis police investigators are working to find the man who got away.
So, you telling me the dudes is like, all this lights and stuff, let's see.
Now Minneapolis police investigators are working to find...
Okay, let's see if we can get a clear picture of what we're dealing with. Okay. This is the light rail system. No, where? Come on. Oh, that felt really good. Okay, right here. Stay put. This is our light rail system. This is the platform. All right? So, these trains only go east and west. I'm pretty sure. Looking at this position, if they're where I think they are, this train goes east and west. Well, that don't even matter. I mean, they're up here. And to get hit by a train, you got to be here at the moment the train comes there or shortly after. So, like, really? You're fighting like in a movie? Like the train is coming in the background, you hear, dun, dun. Oh, I think I got a horn in here somewhere. Somewhere is a horn in here. Oh, that's not a horn. When the train is coming, it makes that noise. And you gonna gonna keep fighting and keep struggling till you lose your balance and you fall, and damn, you get like the train is coming, you looking and you fighting, you looking and you fighting, and your competitor, your gladiator has a little more energy and he pushes you into the train. Okay, guess you gave up. I guess he gave up. I don't know, y'all. I'm like, okay. I'm like, wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just interrupting the story. Let's hear
Says
it.
this fight was not a random attack, but that the two men involved appeared to know each other. Now Minneapolis police investigators are working to find the man who got away. Much of the incident at the Warehouse District and Hennepin Avenue light rail train station was captured on camera. Meanwhile, big picture here, new Metro Transit Police Chief Ernest Morales III says his department is taking steps to keep crime numbers down as temperatures go up. And officers also need help from the public. They need more people to start using the light rail to make it safer for everyone.
They've been more visible, but they have been making arrests. They have been issuing citations.
Wait a minute. He just said if more people come on the train, it's going to be safer. How does that make sense? Listen to it. Watch what he says.
But they have been making arrests. They have been issuing.
Okay.
Public. They need more people to start using the light rail to make it safer for.
How, if it's not safe with less people, how is it going to be more safe with more people? Well, that makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense that more people is going to make it more safe. Because I just showed a film of it last week where they were showing people just getting high and shit. You know, it is like everybody's around. Yes, you have built something that homeless people are going to take advantage of. And unless you put the resources, which means putting people on these trains, people don't want to ride these trains. You'd rather buy a car. You can ride the bus. The buses still go everywhere the trains go.
For everyone.
They've been more visible.
All right, we have 3 different police elements in this city. We have the Metro Transit Police, we have the Minneapolis Police, and we have the part of the people that got convicted with Chauvin was Park Police. So there's 3 distinctive police sources. Again, this is his own chief of the Metro system. This includes the buses. This is their own force. If you understand. That's why the Chauvin thing was the Park Police bag. That's why people question it. Why is the Park Police bagging up Minneapolis? They really didn't need to. But okay, let's go.
But they have been making arrests. They have been issuing citations. What you will be seeing in the next coming weeks is you'll see.
Doesn't he talk like he got like a little too much spit in his mouth? But okay.
More of a presence on the lines, on the bus.
See, he talks like he just got a little too much, like that spit just stays in his mouth and he can't get the words out. But okay, I'm sorry. Let's go.
So they'll be out there for you. You'll be seeing more fare evasion operations. So that.
What the hell does fare evasions operations mean? What does that mean? That is some word soup, fare evasions. It means I'm put a couple more people on the trains every now and then, surprise. So if you're smoking your crack on the train, we're going to get you.
We can instill confidence within the public.
The name of this.
Damn, Babs, you down bad, brother. Like, this is the best you could do. You work for Fox News, and this is the best you can do. Them checks must really be thin. Bruh, I only make $50 a year, and I look way better than you. I'm 62 years old. I make $50 a year, baby. That's it. Sly gave me 5. Lorenzo gave me 5 right here. B. Brown gave me 5. $50 a year, and I look better than you. Come on, Babs. You got to step up your game. Let's go.
Man killed will be released later by the medical examiner. Tim?
Damn. I don't get it, y'all. That's some mission. That's some straight up Mission Impossible shit, y'all. You know, really? That is like the serious Mission Impossible shit. Where is it at? Oh man. I brought it. Tear jerked up. Black Bear. Bumblebee. Where am I at? This is where I'm at, but I don't want to be here. Let's just overlap it again. Mission Impossible shit. All right, here we go. Let me read. No cameras. Yeah, they said it was cameras, so they know who the other guy is. Her teeth is, yes, her teeth was jacked up. That bear looks brown to me. That's a skinny bear. Behind her, the pitch gets her employee of the month. Next victim. The woman looks like Jen the Wino. With that in the head. Black bears ain't scary. That's right. Oh, black bear code name for niggas, exactly. Bumblebee tie. Oh, I got a tie like that, but you right. Oh, drunk or high guy. Oh, damn, how fast can the train go? Like, yes, you couldn't hit the brake like there was a nigga on the track. Boom. Sorry, we couldn't stop. We hit the nigga. Hey, we hit a nigga. I'm sorry. I mean, they was like Mission Impossible fighting. Like, it's like a secret agent kind of stuff fighting on the dock. It's like Beat Street. Remember Beat Street? They got to fighting like that because dude took his spray paint. The dude named Spit in Beat Street. And they got to fighting on the electric wire. And he got Ramon over, and Ramon hit the live wire. And he started, but it was the same kind of thing. You know, they beefing over there. Golly, guys. Oh yeah, he couldn't get a haircut. Yes, he couldn't get a cut. Hot in his Masonic stars on his collar, brick badge behind him. Oh my goodness. That's just a segment to try to promote going more black people use the rail so they can track them. But isn't that crazy? They're like the more people use them. I told the story before with my son. And it was like, we had went to see the Twins play. And coming back, it's straight hood bus. Because we had left. Again, the way they do it, and like the gangs that I said they killed some people, it's called the lowers or the uppers. And I give the reference, and I guess they're going to cut this street down, but Prince's sister for years had this house, what is technically on, what is her name? Tia? No, Tina? I forget his sister's name, but her house is on 55. It's like there's no other houses, or she had a fairly decent big house, but it was what's considered the lowers, which is 1 through I think 15. And then you cross the highway, and then you've got like, I think it starts 20 through about 80. And we used to live like 60 something. I mean, through the years, I've lived different parts of over there, but the last time I lived on the north end of town, which they call over north. They don't call it the north side. They call it over north. And it's like, to me, I hear this, but it's like, you are idiots. Just because everybody else says that, I don't call it that shit. It's the north side of town. But if you ask someone, they'll say over north. Here. That's how they describe it. Again, it's like, that's north side. I remember the first time a dude, when I first moved here, because I was frightened of the north side. He's like, ooh. But I remember talking to guys he told me, he's like, yeah, I live over north. I'm like, oh, okay. Where's that? So it's just comedy, but it's funny. It's just funny, y'all. It's just funny. These people up here are a hoot. They are a hoot. And you just never know what's going on. Let me tell you this, though, about this stuff here. This is what I wouldn't have to re-up and get these. I love these. If like nothing ever became more legal than this, I'm happy. These are great. These are great. They're very inexpensive. I think this little bag is like $40. You get 35, low sugar. So even if I take like 3 a day, it's still only 3 grams of sugar. So sugar is but, and so as you know, cannabis is going to be legal. Check this out. The shit is going to be so legal up here, you can have 5 pounds of personal weed. Isn't that crazy? You can literally have 5 pounds of personal weed. You can have 3 plants that germinate at the same time, 3 or 4. You got to recycle the plants. So you can have 5 pounds of weed, 4 plants, not 3, 4 plants that are germinating at the same time. You can have a total of 8 plants. So I'm good. I'm good. Well, that's why, you know, it may snow a lot, but they keep us high. Be like, shit, I go somewhere, it's snowing like a motherfucker, baby. We just gonna get high. Okay. But this was my point. So with this stuff, this Delta 8 and this THC 9 or whatever they call it, what she told me is, and I noticed this in Michigan, the dispensaries were all standalone buildings. That's what she said. She said places like there, just in the strip, she said they couldn't even sell these. They're going to make these illegal and it's all going to be the higher THC, which to me doesn't make any sense because there's a market for this and there's going to be a market for the other. Now the weed products people aren't going to get, like the kind of weed they sell. I don't know. Some people like it, but this kind of stuff, I don't see why they can't sell it. She said they can't sell it. They can't sell this stuff. She said not only they can't sell it, they can't become a dispensary themselves because they're not a standalone building. Now, there's a place that is about 25 miles from me that we go that calls themselves a dispensary. They have a very old building, but it is a building I think they could pretty much say that's by itself because they have the 3 areas of it. So I think that building might work for them, I hope. So I thought that was wrong, that you would kill these shops, that this product is legal now, and that you are changing the laws so much that you can't even sell this. That makes no sense from a business perspective. So, and right here, legislators could take up marijuana legislation by Friday. Camera, wow, okay. Where is this? Is this here? Yeah. I don't know where this is. Oh, this is 2 years ago. I imagine we could probably find a bunch of these, but nah, it's really. Wow. Wow. Damn. Okay. Yes, this is kind of okay, I'm gonna show this because this is kind of what we're talking about. This goes under people are just flat stupid. That's what this is gonna go under. People are just flat stupid. They are just flat stupid. Check this stupid shit out. Are we? Yeah, I don't need that. So yeah, I can go without the. Watch this shit. Watch how stupid people are. See? Look at that. Look at that. See, why couldn't they do that for the black man? We saw the black man, they say he struggling on the thing and he fall off. Look at this. Pow. No pow? Is he gonna ride his bike in front of the train? Damn, your stuff just broke down. Look, she's about to run in front of the train. I want to see somebody fight on the train. So the train can stop. So why did the train hit the brother? If the trains could stop this easy. Okay. Okay, let me see. You know what? I'm gonna trip out on this because this is something that reminds me. Quantum Science did a video years ago about I think it was pre-San Francisco, before the earthquake. There was some camera footage and people was doing stupid shit like this. And it's like, this is almost video game shit. I mean, if you look at the reality in the no thinking, this almost seems like this is like a reality break. It's like, I mean, this looks very video game-ish in thought as the person driving and the person's even responding, the cars. I mean, it doesn't seem real in some ways. if you understand from a reality standpoint of just common sense, which isn't always common, but from a reality breakdown, this kind of does prove that, because this shows that same mindlessness where you saw in the early 1900s, where you got these trains, you got early automobiles, you got wagons, and people are doing this same stuff. I mean, how is that same behavior 100 and some years later? And there's less. Again, you had the trains, you had the old cars, and you still had the horse and buggies. And you seeing all of them cross the tracks just like this. Like it's a video game. So is this a reality tale? Do tell. See? Does this make sense? Is he trying to rob him? Oh, he gets between the trains. Instead of waiting for the train to go, because you can walk between the trains. Huh, train's locked. Damn, they waving at him. Wow. This is it right here. Really? Remember the commercial? Where's that? Let's bring that back. Remember that commercial where the guy is so ingrained, where he's listening to his, he's got this phone in his hand. I mean, I think this is kind of a reality breakdown. Like, how can he be that aware? I mean, did he figure he timed it so perfectly? Because again, we can't really tell where he came from back here, and because these trains ain't quiet even with these headphones on. You feel them vibrating. You feel them vibrating all the way back here. You feel the vibration all the way in here. You understand? So it's almost like there's no way this could really be, because he would know where the train was because he could feel the train. He didn't have to hear it. I mean, these trains ain't super silent and don't vibrate everything. So now maybe we can think he thinks he's timed. We don't know if this train is stopped. Maybe this train is stopped when they take it. And that could be so. The train could be stopped, but I think they're trying to think that he's not thinking and he's just walking by. But it's no way he would be that not thinking, because again, if the train is this close, you take a couple steps back. When he's here, the train is only a little further back and you're feeling it in the ground. So you wouldn't have to hear it. So we're seeing something that is not quite what we think we see. Oh, my goodness. It hasn't even been a very long day. Business owners see budding opportunity. Yeah, see, this is dispensary story. Okay. Let's see what they're saying, how they going to make money off it. And you know what they say? Oh, one of the legislations is letting small-time weed dealers out. That is part of the legislation that's about to happen.
It's the door for new business opportunities, even for those already selling THC or CBD-infused products. WCCO's Kirsten Mitchell visited a St. Paul dispensary, eager to cash in.
Saltwater taffy, caramel, gummies.
At St. Paul Cannabis.
We sell legal.
Okay, this is what the girl told me today. Okay, this is not a separate standalone building. What the girl told me today is, she said, now this girl, I've known her for 3 or 4 years. I've been buying stuff, bombs and everything from their business. I get all my cigars from them. And they told me that this was not going to be allowed, but let's see what they say.
Gummies.
At St. Paul Cannabis.
We sell legal edibles, drinks, topicals, everything that would be legal as of last July.
Owner David Mendolia sees a budding business opportunity.
We're excited, as I imagine any local business owner would be.
The passage of recreational marijuana creates a framework to license these businesses.
The license type that we're specifically interested in would allow us to grow some of those products and manufacture them in-house as well.
It's a little surprising that it took this long.
Starting August 1st, people with misdemeanor cannabis offenses.
Okay, you know I didn't miss it. So what is how do you say this is how do you think that this is crispy at all? I mean, this is I don't where do you even get something like this from? Where I've never even been in a store that sold a hot chili pepper shirt in 4X, 6X. But okay, let's go.
Starting August 1st, people with misdemeanor cannabis offenses will have their record cleared.
Hopefully there's more equality. Hopefully there's more equity now. That's what I'm hoping. I mean,
okay, why do you have the mask on? You know, it's beyond silly. You're in there buying a edible and you're wearing a mask. So and it's what? And you got the hot chili pepper shirt on. So what's up with you, dude? Oh my goodness! You wore the mask to just still get attention because you don't need the mask anymore, and you just wore the mask to get attention. Like, hey, he got the mask on, so pay attention to him, and he's got the hot chili pepper shirt on. But let's go. Let's hear.
that's what I'm hoping. I mean, personally, I'm also, it's exciting, but I think that it's more serious than that.
I have multiple sclerosis, and the cannabis is very helpful.
Did anybody ask her that? Why is she quantifying? She had to tell you why she up in there, not just, hey, I like this shit. No, she had to tell you, state what was wrong with her. Hey, I got this, and hey, that's why. You don't have to quantify. You just up in there.
The cannabis is very helpful with my muscle spasms and for other symptoms.
Other symptoms?
I have, particularly insomnia.
Stephanie Lindstrom has used medical cannabis for 6 years. She hopes this will increase access.
There'll be more of a variety, actually, of ways to purchase the cannabis and use it. And
to get it on. Purchase the cannabis and get it on.
That it'd be easier to find instead of having to drive to the...
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. I am not going to lie. Where to go? I just bought these for my daughter, but they're all white ones. I'm not going to lie. I just bought the all white ones for my daughter. For some reason, she didn't want the Nikes. And her mom said, oh, just wait till school. No, my baby's got to look crisp. She's got to be clean and fly. But I got the all white ones coming, and she's going to be surprised. But okay, let's go.
Of having to drive to the dispensaries that the state had. It's just around the corner.
But dispensaries won't pop up overnight. It's expected to take a year or longer before products hit store shelves.
I think like anyone, we're nervous to some degree, hoping that we'll get the license and when and in what order. In other states, their issuance of license is usually a slow rollout.
David says it's worth the wait.
You're all set. Thanks so much. Have a good rest of your weekend.
In St. Paul, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO News.
I'm just going to ask when it becomes legal, who has 5 pounds and where can I come get it? And then I can process my own gummies, my own stuff. You see, and I might never leave again. I might just get the 5 pounds and stream nonstop constantly with 5 pounds. I might just put the 5 pounds right here like Scarface. Every day, just 5 pounds. See, it's getting Walnut smokes out sketchy dope deliveries. Sorry about that. I'm only human. I'm like Michael Jackson, only human. It's over for the Lakers. How dare you say that? Nuggets up 3-0. Definitely. I still say they win Monday night. I will hold on that. I come on Monday night. Lakers Monday night. But the game tomorrow, I mean, what do you think about tomorrow? I think I say Boston wins tomorrow, or are they going to do 3-0 both? Do you guys think they'll do 3-0 on both sides? Because very easily we would think that the Heat should sweep them. But again, like I always say, that ain't no gate. Heat Denver is no gate. People are not going to be, basketball fans will be interested in it, but not common people. And has the NBA made enough money already where they can do that? They like, hey, because if that's what we see, if we see the Heat in Denver We know they don't care about ratings this year. They made enough money. The TV deal and the union deal with the players is enough. They just like, hey, we just getting this bread. We know our product is subpar, but we just gonna push it out like this time. They've done that when they did San Antonio. Some of the lowest ratings in championship times. And I know one of San Antonio's wins was a strike season. I know that. So I would agree. Yep. Nuggets Celtics. Now that would make a little more sense. But again, do you think Boston can win down in Miami? Shouldn't Miami play a lot better? And historically, Jimmy Butler has been a killer. Jimmy Butler has been an Andrew Toney. He's the Boston Strangler. Well, that's what Jimmy Butler's been to Boston. He's been the Andrew Toney. He has become the Boston Strangler. So, kind of getting parched. So I guess I'm going to pop this other beer because my throat is getting dry. They gave the Spurs chips because it was rigged. Don't matter the ratings. The bags are stapled closed, not open like a basket. No, it does matter. It does matter. It does matter. Don't let them think that the ratings don't matter. It does matter. However, we have to look at, what negotiation year are we in? And I think we're mid, we're out of a negotiation year. So, I mean, they could put these teams in, and we know what that would generate. Again, just, not super interest. Yeah. But basketball fan interest. Don't Denver have? Yes, Denver does. Denver does have, they do. Jimmy Butler has billion-dollar coffee companies now, too. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I don't know how much, but he has a part of that. And he's been getting the Anheuser-Busch commercials for sure. But yeah, Denver has legal weed, too. So does South Dakota. And I live closer to South Dakota than Denver. I live, I think, 3 hours from South Dakota. 4 at the most. Because there's in South Dakota is a lot of, North Dakota, South Dakota has a lot of reservations. But South Dakota is fairly close to me. I think chick hollered at me, tried to holler at me, wanted me to come down there and see her. And I think it was like 3-4 hours away. But yes, so it's that close. That's really why they had to pass it. Right now, we're like, to me, going to Michigan is like 10 hours from here. But 10 hours from here will also take you to Denver, if you go west. I forget how long it is to Vegas or Texas. It's like 18 to 20 some hours. I think my son said they drove down there. It was like took them 24 hours to drive to Texas. Something like that. I used to love to drive. I used to love to drive cross country. I know Super Sly, he loves to drive. I mean, it's funny. When you're driving west, you see the mountains from so far away that it's discouraging because you're like, damn. And then even when you're with the mountains, it's just like, there's still mountains. So it's a different kind of psychological drive where when you go east and you start going to, the old Indian trails through, Pennsylvania into Maryland, because the mountains are so different because you're really not, like, you don't see them. Like when you're on the roads and you look down, you see you up in the mountains, but it's not mountains like where you see far away. You kind of, when you get on the roads, you see the gullies and stuff, and so it's a different kind of mountains. The mountains are different. They're not really peaks. So it's interesting. And like West Virginia, if you want to see something funny, watch The Whites of West Virginia. That is some of the funniest shit that's out there. The Whites of West Virginia. It's from around 2010, I think. I think it's called The Great Whites of West Virginia. That is some shit that is funny about the way of life there. And just how they show us and our people so much, and the death cults, the killings, the gang killings, and our ratchetness. But if you look at some Europeans that don't have the family ties, they are just as ratchet, if not more so. As I, the thing that opened my eyes up, I had a contract with what is it called, the welfare department. And so I had guards rotating in the welfare department, and sometimes I'd have to go. Guys couldn't work, so I'd have to fill in, and it amazed me. Like on television, you think the only people on welfare is the melanated people, but it's like I'm not seeing that. And this is old. This is like the '80s welfare stuff. So people bringing papers in, like every day they got to sign in and they got to bring a paper in and stuff it in the box. Or if they want to talk to somebody, they got to sign in. And I'm seeing hundreds of just Europeans every day. Like hundreds nonstop. And I'm like, wow. TV tells me that just the melanated people on welfare, but I'm physically seeing that this ain't the case. I'm physically seeing that this is not the case. It is a lot of, like the book says, 400 years. It says class distinction for or poor white trash. Read that book. And I mean, like, everybody should read that book just to understand how they feel about everybody and how they fooled everybody to believing one way or another. I mean, this book breaks down what I'm trying to say is we see a fallacy that only certain people are ratchet and have a killer instinct for each other, when it's across the board. It's across the board. It is not just one way or another. Like I think the one brother who I'm pretty sure he's some kind of immigrant, but he's definitely government intelligence. I think he calls himself AKA or something like that, but he's definitely government intelligence. You can tell the way he presents his information that he's government intelligence, military. But he tries to show that only us shoot each other. And we know that's not quite the truth. But yet this is highlighted over and over again. And it is a fact that the violence that the melanated people in Americas have, and that's all of them, is disproportionate to the numbers that we are in a lot of ways. Young people. I mean, I just, if I didn't mention this, I just had a young cousin got shot in the head over I don't know what. I don't know what. I don't know why he got shot in the head. And, like even, and I guess I'll switch a little bit, but even like looking at his situation, because it is personal. Still though, like look at the environment he's in, that he chose for whatever reason he's there. His friend got killed when they were together. So why weren't you, what they say, lacking? And then the third element is, why were you in the position where you could be hurt like that? That's the other thing. And that's because that element works for both sides too. Because sometimes, with the killers, sometimes with a killer, luck has to happen too, where everything just, you can just lay a mug down and it's just, hey, now nobody see it, and, So sometimes that does happen. And, with some rumors like his uncle and his daddy, wanted to go play Slaughter. Jim Brown played in Slaughter, where you just go after people. But these guys aren't killers. You understand what a real killer is. I mean, there are people that are killers. Don't. And it's to kill is almost, you have to be a psychopath in some ways. And to stalk and kill, definitely you'd have to be a psychopath. But and maybe even slightly autistic, because the detail watching, and not the emotional thing. It's actually stalking someone and, coming off with it. The kind of internal clock, the kind of internal emotion that takes to be that. And everybody ain't built like that. It's people that could do a certain point, stalk somebody, and then when it came to actually doing it, they couldn't do it. They did everything up to it, but couldn't do it. And there's other people that, again, it seems like that is easier for people nowadays. Just we can see a lot of videos, especially from Chicago, where people just walking up to each other, playing Wild West on the highways. People stuck in traffic and see each other and then start shooting at each other on the highways. It's kind of insanity. It's like, is the war that serious? And for some, it seems like it is. West Virginia, I stand corrected. West Virginia. Hey, Crazy Sarge, how are you? Denver gonna win. Let me see. Denver gonna bring people to the state, and they're gonna get mad money in dispensaries. I don't know everybody else. Hey, Crazy Sarge, you two from your area, we are like 12 hours, and I'm an hour south. Okay, about 12 hours. Okay. You see the Rockies climb out the horizon just under the 100-mile from them. Yes. Good point. Yes, and it's so mental because you see them and you're like, man, and then you're in them. Where you go the other way, you're just in mountains. When you go to Pittsburgh, it's a tunnel that you have to go. That's what it takes you 20, 25, 30 minutes to get through. Instead of they just tunnel through the mountain. John Henry. That's where John Henry died, was tunneling to Pittsburgh. He died tunneling to Pittsburgh. So we're about 12 hours apart. Okay, because I know you've made that drive. Well, hell, you went all the way to Michigan one time. Heard about that documentary. Yeah, PJ, it's funny. They make it seem like blacks are only welfare, mostly. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. Stand corrected. Yeah, I mean, that was just a mind-blowing experience to me because, when Ronald Reagan said the welfare queen, it was just interesting. So, and we have a beautiful, it's the thing about our country is we love the land. Be whatever this is, the land, when you can connect to it, it is really good to us. Nature can be really good to us no matter where we live. And we seem to be in tune to that. And it's like those that become tuned or in tuned, we try to put out the energy to say, try to show how everybody should tune. Or that you can tune to change your circumstances. You understand? I mean, it's like you always work on yourself because it really counts. Your spiritual, the way you spiritually evolve right now counts. You have to really spiritually evolve right now because you can't really wait till the last day. When they try to tell you can get baptized and they stay over somebody and they give their confession. It doesn't really work like that. You start seeding now where you're going. Like you should have an idea where you belong if you are meditating at all. You can kind of see what comes in the most. And that is where you're going to the next step. It's kind of how it works. And that sounds very simplistic, but it really is. You start getting fractals at a certain point. And then the fractals become, it's almost buildings, cities. I mean, it's almost a different type, but still basically the same thing. So, they caught them scheming the system a couple years ago in New Jersey, I believe. I might be wrong. Say they caught all of them. No, the funniest one was the chick had tested bad for meth, and they went to a Taco Bell, and they was like, they're in the funniest scene of the whole thing was they're in the line. This lady has just had her baby taken, and her sister, her aunt, they see some people in the store of Taco Bell. So they're in the line to get some Taco Bell. They just leaving the hospital, right? CPS comes on and takes the lady baby. And her sister, and you can tell this is planned, her sister screams at somebody in Taco Bell. She goes, "They took the baby!" And the lady in the Taco Bell, she can't have any idea what the lady's really screaming about because again, she's in her car, and the lady's like, okay. They took her baby. They took her baby. I mean, she just screams this at the window, so. Oh, it says, that looks like my dad in the photo behind you. That's how he did construction in New York on beams with no strings. He's 80 now and more fit than most 40-year-olds. He wouldn't have been old enough to be in this picture. He wouldn't have been old enough. I think this picture is from 1936. This is the Chrysler building. So he wouldn't have been old enough. Yeah, he wouldn't have been old enough. But yeah, I actually, I'll tell you what, I first saw this picture. This was a whole wall. I was, what we have, check this out. Like if you stay downtown Minneapolis, and it's not as nice as it used to be, but one thing that is a fact is, if you live downtown Minneapolis, well, it's changed a lot, but you can go almost miles inside. You could literally go from one part of town to the other inside. It is not the stores aren't like they used to be. A lot of the stores downtown have kind of, Macy's ain't even downtown anymore. We had a Saks downtown at one point and it been left. But we have a downtown where you can pretty much go, like if you live downtown at one point, and now it's still I think the Target is down there. You can get your groceries and everything, and you never have to leave the downtown area. Especially like going out and stuff like that. You can walk to all this stuff and be inside. So I only bring that up is the first time I saw this picture of these workers was 1994. And it was in what's called the Skyway, and it was literally a whole wall. It was a big old picture. This picture is quite big, but it was that. And I have actually talked to a relative online because talking about this. And this is a posed picture. But this picture's, I have this picture here for me. This is magic. If you understand magic in its purity. Like someone was the other day trying to say I'm some type of warlock. But I'm not responsible for the magic that you see right here. And just like I tell you in driving, you ain't going to see a lot of people kill themselves in cars because they can't afford that. They can't afford, only a certain percentage of people going to get killed in cars because, again, if too many people get killed in cars, what? People don't want to drive cars. They can't have that, right? Matter, electric, gas, no matter what it is. So, but what we have is entities. And what you have to understand when I talk about the pink granite, New York sits on some of the most high vibrational granite in the world. That literally goes from New York down to Georgia. I mean, some kind of way we have it. I mean, this is pink granite, which is higher vibrational, but they sit on big granite too, but so do I. So this is why these entities want to be there. Again, think about an entity that makes itself a building. This entity is going on 100 years old, and this entity is on this high vibrational granite that it's going to be bedrocked in, if you understand. So for this entity to be built in the time it's built, you have to understand that these people can't just be flying off these buildings. Again, even though this picture is posed, this is how magic really works. So the entity that's helping these people build it is protecting them. And again, I'm sloppy in my work, but I think it was something like it took 100,000 men to build this place, and it was only about 100 that died. Like I anticipated the number to be in thousands, but it wasn't like that. And there's no life, no lines, none of that. This guy here is a welder. You can tell the welders, they've got the gloves. This guy got a liquor bottle. But again, if people are flying off this building would never get built. So the entity doesn't live. And so this is how the old magic was done. So, we just see a building, but this is really a living entity that has power inside it since the 1930s on, this is some of the most expensive, but not just expensive, the activation from living in this area on that area is some of the highest in the world. So, metaphorically speaking, my point is he was skyscraping, beam walking brother. Okay, I get you. Yeah. Yeah. 25, not much difference, a little bit more space to breathe. Oh, I did get, I'll say this. No, I wasn't I'm sorry. I wasn't dissing what you said your family person did. No, yeah. Because, my boy's mother's grandfather was in the iron union here, and he built, or excuse me, in Michigan, and he was part of the iron union that built buildings in Michigan. Yeah. But yeah, so, and those were mostly union jobs, but to build a 100-story building like this, so it's just a reminder of magic. But that's cool though. I like the way you put that. Some love the land, some like their bubbles, bubbles, damn apartments and condos and 100,000 new housing projects. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looks like my dad moved 25, but not much difference. Yeah, metaphorically speaking, as though he was a skyscraping, beam walking brother. I can feel you. I can feel you. You can touch the bedrock underneath the new WTC building. It's amazing. Okay. Thank you for joining. Wow. And yeah, and I think remember Elf and many other movies show you where you can go into Central Park. And now that's another part of this picture that you really, okay. You see this upper part up here? This upper part here is Central Park. And what you clearly see is we know a tribe of American Indians that lived in this park. And if you study this upper area of this picture, you can see where they are all lodged. This is before the park was truly laid out. This is like they pushed the people. This is probably within 30 years of pushing the people out. But you can still wellly see where the people lived before they were pushed out, because Central Park was, some people owned it. So people, this was their home. And, you know, they used, what do they call it? Eminent domain to push them out. And you can see where the people lived. So, I cannot go to the new WTC. Too many evil spirits there. I used to go every weekend to the old one when the towers were there. That was my playground. Interesting. The Seneca. Okay. You said that was Seneca. Okay. Okay. That's an interesting perspective. One person says it's energies down there in the bedrock, and the other person says, you know, the energies are wicked. That's an interesting perspective. That is an interesting perspective. And it's because people have different what is the word I'm looking for? I'm coming up with the wrong word, is sympathies, but we have different, we can feel things differently, and that's still not the word I'm looking for. As we go to different spots. It's like where we was today, you know, my fiance says the energy feels heavy out there. The baddest house in the world is out in, well, not quite there, but a little further west. You know, the place that you guys, I think you guys want me to be, and I'm still trying to work on it. But anyway, she feels that area where we're at is heavy, and I really can't feel that. I can go out there and just chill, you know. So we have different, you know, we can feel different things, you know, going places. We can have different, I'm still struggling with what the real word I'm thinking of is. But the way we feel energy, that's failing. It's not really that. Oh, okay. It's not too late. But so that's, you know, just studying the picture. And so that's what it means to me. It means magic. And of course, you know, this picture here is the great Bacall, the original star-faced flower. And I know it's not, you know, great, but what it teaches you and what it always is there is, you know, he is the connection between the Quetzalcoatl, but the Omen Jaguar priest, you know. And in this picture, he tells you that he is part of both, because the bottom of this picture is the jaguar and the top of this picture is the Quetzalcoatl. So he's taught here, and he's also reached these heights. But yes, I'm sorry I didn't give the Jaguar energy out. And my clown is, of course, nobody's fool. So, Jaguar energy is out to everybody. Much love. Let's see. Let's play with the toys. Let's see what it wants to do today. How are you feeling? Where's the energy at today? Little energy, good energy. Okay. Oh, so I ask you one time to go opposite, and every time you're going to go opposite now? That means yes. Okay. You're kind of an asshole, but that's all right. I know you like to play, and I know the energy's good, so thank you. I feel it. I feel it. It's funny. When you walk with this, it doesn't feel heavy. And this is the heavy little chunk. And silver's this. And that's what I want to do is get this real silver because this is just stainless. I forgot. I'm going to take this out there and get them to make me one. I'm going to take this crystal, let this little piece of crystal and get them to make me a chain for this. A real silver. Because this is silver. Like this part and this part is silver. And these are quartz. So it's really amplifying. But when you walk around and hold it, it doesn't even feel heavy. And you can feel the energy of places that you go. Like walking and hiking is great to really feel the energies. So, it's called frequencies. Yeah. Sensation of the vibrations of the energy. Yeah. I'm still going Lakers. I say Lakers win Monday. I'm going to go that far. I say Lakers win Monday, and we'll see how we'll have to evaluate it after that. Yeah. I mean, that's tuning, though. I mean, that gets into what I was saying. That's tuning. That's what tuning really is. Is all this. Is like the old TVs, the way the old TVs, when you wanted to get into a channel, it would be hazy, but you had a thing that would tune it. And you could clearly, if you just tuned it slowly, you could get the channel to come in. And that's just like life here. I mean, we can do the same thing. We can literally not just change our vibration, but we can practice what vibration we want all the time. I mean, we can literally live our intentions. I mean, like, the way you, like short term, if anything, is like just anything that's coming up, you got to go do it. And you look at it and you plan and you do it the way you've already lived it. So something simply is like, I got to take my daughter to go to her baton. When I even think about how I'm going to go, I already know, I've done it already and I go back. So I already know I can do this and go back. And that's how tuning is with everything. Because every time you do something, it does try to counter. But the thing is if you have the things planned so well, you tune it so well, see, this thing will try to fight you because what you do is it's almost you sucker it. He's like, okay, I'm going to go do this. And then it tries to start hitting you with all kind of fears why you shouldn't do that. And what it thinks is you get caught up in all those fears and not say, well, you know what? After I go do this, then I'm going to go do this. And the thing breaks away and it's like, oh. So no, it's not just I'm going to do that. No. I'm going to go do this, accomplish this, and this, and then I'm moving on to go do more. That's tuning. That's the essence of how you tune. As you plan. Now, I show the Jumansi is, it's really a great way to make your ideas go. Just, that's Jumansi is divination. And see, okay, if you want to say what correspondence is, it's one thing. Correspondence is trying to grab the intention or tap into if you feel you have guides that you can tap into. That is correspondence. It's like even the simplest form. And I'm one of the few, other than Bomber, that talks about this. I mean, this is a really great way to understand how correspondence works. Yeah, quantum. I ain't heard you read this. And I'm not gonna talk stuff because you get to feeling bad and you say, well, you sent them bitches to me. No, I didn't. But you talk about, and I should go get the Tibetan Book of the Dead, but I'm not gonna take the bait. But you ain't talking about them, huh? But anyway, this is a great study on correspondence. Now, again, you got to get over all the blood and all that, of course. But once you understand how it all works and how it all can work to you when it gets into how to tune yourself. Because what they tell you is a certain vibration of energy, of positivity that you want to bring into yourself, they tap into spirits or guides to kind of get this. But you don't really need all that. You don't need that. But you need the steps that it takes to get the correspondence that you really want, to bring the vibration or what I've mentioned, to tune. Because like back here, again, you want to smell certain things every day. This is a must. You want to smell peppermint or some type of mint every day. You look eucalyptus. I mean, this is just what you have to start putting. You have to smell this kind of stuff every day. Because this helps with the tuning. Some essential oil that ranks with you, because this helps with the tuning. And you have to be everything you do. Now I know young people listen and think, it doesn't mean you. But if you look at older folks and the older folks start forgetting, and you start forgetting the recent moments, that's what happens. You can remember what happened 20 years ago. You can't remember 3 minutes ago. But the way you fight this is knowing yourself. And this goes into all the correspondence. It's knowing yourself and training yourself now to do the same habits. So if something's missing, where would I put something? And this helps. Now, I say, everyone, please buy shungite. I don't sell it, but it is one of the most important minerals that you want around you. Motivite definitely is something. Again, I don't sell it, but it helps with memory. And if you could invest in a chain and to wear a piece, you would benefit from this. There's like a lot of crystals you might not feel anything from, but this crystal, I can't say I guarantee, but if you really could get a real piece, you would feel the effects of memory and neuron repair. That's more important. Again, I've drank Sugar since 15, consistently every day. It's Sugar filtered water. I think my cup is downstairs. I brought all this beer up here. And I've worn Motivite since the same time. And my memory appears like I'm almost in some ways, I almost have a photographic memory. I remember so much. I know they don't call it that anymore, but I recall a lot of events. I mean, I was just like 10 years ago, I remember talking to one of my friends like the last time I saw him. And he's like, wow. Yeah, I know that he knew the other people's name I brought up. He's like, okay, I did. That's so long ago. And I can remember these things, almost all the details, the little details. And it reminds me, hopefully I'm more like my grandmother, because I remember my grandmother, I had a picture of her, and I've said it before, my grandmother like was 24, 25. I had a picture of her. There's a little small picture. Like I got this picture of my son. This is my son. He's 28 now, but this is a picture when he was little. I had a picture of like this size of my grandmother. I took out of her book. And it was like, I don't know if you guys really have read Robert Heinlein, Time Enough for Love. He wrote also Starship Trooper. But he talks about going back in time and seeing his mother when she was young. And he falls in love with his mother. And, You know, and it's like, that would be natural though, right? If you went back in time and you saw your mother, you would already love her before you even saw her young, because you would remember how she looked then. But I only say this because I looked at my grandmother. It was like the prettiest woman I'd ever saw in this picture. That picture right there was like the kind of woman that I liked. I was like, wow. And I took that little picture of her and I kept it in a little frame for years. And she went to Mackinac Island. And my aunt, who's born in 1936, she told me how old my aunt was. I only think she only had my aunt. So it was like 37 maybe. I don't think my uncle was born yet. And she told me the whole time in her 80s, like in her mid 80s, she told me the whole trip driving up there, getting on the ferry, staying on the island. Oh, and by the way, Mackinac Island's been rated one of the best islands in the world to go to. I would guarantee to go to Michigan and go to Mackinac Island. Stay a couple nights. Ain't no cars on the island or nothing. It is one of the most beautiful places up in Lake Superior. The fall in Michigan is unmatched. I've been to falls in North Carolina, DC, but the falls in Michigan, the colors are unmatched. Unmatched. You go to the thumb part of Michigan, like north of Detroit, like straight north of Detroit, up in that area, beautiful. It's like cliffs and stuff around Lake Erie, I think. So, beautiful part of the country. Beautiful part of the country. Nothing like Michigan Falls. Lapis lazuli. Great for tuition enhancement, third eye. I keep lapis stone beads on me, 6,000-year-old rock. Well, you know, I have lapis right here. I'm pretty sure in this bag. I have, shungite is like, what, 15 billion years old? Shungite and pneumite. Shungite and pneumite are the two oldest stones, along with, where's my green stone? And I do have to send this green stone to somebody. Green stone, but shungite is older than this stuff. It's the oldest stone. Shungite has fullerness, and fullerness is the key between organic and inorganic communications. And that's what I was talking about before with correspondence. It makes the inorganic and the organic connect. I have lapis around here, but this came with the chakra set. And I don't really practice that. But yeah, so I have more lapis than this. I might have gave it away. When I was moving, my ex came over. She was like, oh, okay. She just took some of my crystals. I was like, you took this, did you? She's like, yeah, you said it. No, chick, I didn't say you could have that, but she took it. But it was all right. But yeah, that's my lapis. Goes with this set. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh, I have it here. It's like all your I keep this in here because like wherever your Wi-Fi is, you should keep shungite, a big piece of shungite near it. It'll protect you from, again, the negative. It's positive and negative, but again, some of the effects of Bluetooth and all that. But the waves from the internet. And so I keep this, again, what Forum Runner brought this up. He said he did some experiments where, and I think I did the same thing on accident. I put this right on my Wi-Fi and it slowed it down. So I put it near, but this is very protective. Again, this is shungite pyramid. So, yeah. What do we got? Oh, up to 2 hours. Okay. Lake Michigan in the fall. I have to check it out. Oh, yeah, Lake Michigan in the fall. That side, too. I love basalt water. Do you still have the skulls? Yes. Oh, definitely. The rest of them are on my table. This one likes another my azazite. So this is my Chinese writing skull. The skull you gave me is on the table right there. Yes, this table right there. All my skulls are on that table. But this is the one I keep on this table on my desk. So yeah, I still get into the skulls. The skull library is part of one of my homes. Yeah, it was interesting, seeing that was there, because it's like, and that's, the skull communication is very different, because it's like I've said before, regular crystals aren't all connected. Not really. It's like one channel sometimes, but not with the skulls. Technically, all the skulls are connected. So this is an N. I mean, this is an N. Yeah. And when I talk about correspondence, this is correspondence to a thousandth degree through the skulls, because all the skulls are technically collected. So there's a consciousness out there for this, just this, because again, it is consciousness. That's what it represents. It represents pure consciousness. Not needing the not needing the biology. Because consciousness has nothing to do with biology. It exists without biology. And so that's what the skull represents, consciousness without biology. And again, this comes from, the omen and wherever, some of the oldest omens, this comes from that type of consciousness. And so you can call it what you ever want to call it. And it comes from nature. Because again, that's, dying is a part of nature. And respectively putting the things in places. And we know, the Simpsons show you how they want to collect heads. Because, early in my studies, my grandmother said we were connected to Osceola. I haven't really found out that we were. But the fact remains, they took his head. His body is buried in one place, but his head is buried somewhere else. And we know they took, I believe, Geronimo's head, the bushes, to do the skull and bones up in Yale. Sitting Bull of Geronimo, one of them they took is when they take one of those earliest pictures, it's his stuff. Supposedly. So for some reason, they practiced this stuff too. And they took all the skulls out of South America because they found these things. And the one they have in England, again, it does things that they can't still explain. You can read the full reports, because the original skull did not have these connected. The jaw wasn't connected. It was like you had to put it connected. And this skull, when they would just play certain vibrations, it would make noises, and they could get it to chatter just by sounds and stuff. So the original one they first found, that's somewhere hidden, it's supposed to be a copy, probably is in the English or the London Museum, and it would sing. The thing would sing too. So it wasn't made, this was, you put it in. It's how you activated it. Then it goes back to, a different type of correspondence. Sure, guys keep near me too, but it's a small piece. I'm gonna buy me a biggie. Now I say get an egg. The egg is the strongest. If you live like if you live off of the first floor, a square piece, and you ain't even got to get a polished piece. I don't think this is polished. This is roughly polished, but not really. I mean, it's like you can see the edges are like, but this is a great grounding piece. And since my studio here is on the second floor, I keep this up here. And where I used to live, is on the second floor. So it's always a grounding spot, if you dig. But it's very good grounding energy. So, oh, your skull ring is pure iron. Okay. I was talking about, Johnny, thank you for joining. I was talking about skull energy. That's all. And how everyone can use it, and how it correlates to correspondence. Because all it is you set up the best atmosphere for you to get into your deepest consciousness. That's really what it is. That's what correspondence is. You set up everything perfect for you to, whatever your spiritual abilities is. Like meditating is the start into having type of correspondence. So, sound like I heard lightning. That's why I paused. About energy and all that. Well, I'll say, I guess I'll start like wherever you live, and I guess I have to bring the pendulum out for this. Chris Mathis, thank you for joining. I'll bring the pendulum out for this. Like, everywhere around us is energy, and everywhere around us is energy we tap into. Now, more than likely, wherever you live, some type of positive energy enticed you into buying the place. But on top of when you buy that place, there's energy pockets that are stronger in some places than it is the others. But in everyone's house, we live near what are kind of type of fractal lines of energy that go through the earth. That goes to ley lines. It's like ley lines are powerful energy lines that I'm sure that the government uses this stuff. And so they have an untapped ability for energy, because they put everywhere where this is the strongest, they put collectors of this energy. But where we live, we also have the fragments, which are fractal lines that run off these major ley lines. Because just energy is so hard where it just breaks, and not just breaks apart, but it keeps giving. And so things like these can find the pockets of energy. Like, even if you go walking or somewhere and you want to have a positive place to meditate, this can tell you where that place could be. And so, but this also can show you in your house where is the perfect place to get grounded and explore where your consciousness is. I can feel a kind of energy here. So that's everywhere. And there's different type of methods of tapping into it. So you just have to find out what method works for you. That's all. And that goes into what I was saying with the correspondence and the tuning. Because again, if you need something deep as having to call an angel, I mean, that takes a lot of effort and a lot of work. I did a breakdown of it about 2 or 3 years ago, and then Sly, he also broke it down. I'm at a loss what it's about. But this lady, what it's basically about is this lady wanted to talk to her dead son again. So it's called Not Black Box. But what the movie was good at is in the end, she ends up calling out an archangel. And the movie shows the dedication that it takes to tap into something like that, to have correspondence with something like that. And the movie is excellent at showing all the effort that it takes, the different steps, the positive and the negative. And that can be practiced, and not that extreme, but I'm just saying that is a great example of how to practice some of this stuff. You know, and not running into wanting to circle everything. I mean, this here is good because it gives you these safe circles. And I don't know if that's a proper thing, but this is pretty simple. And again, I've said before, you take out, like, this doesn't have a lot of blocks in it, because just the way the work was, that I'm sure the church did not quite understand what they did, but they allowed it. So this already, you don't even have to, the days of the week, the numbers. I mean, it's something that's truly being practiced. I mean, it's like, Solomon's Keys is practiced just as much as gematria is practiced, if you really understand. And nobody really kind of breaks it down. It's like, you can get into this and say, okay, it's Thursday, and then I start getting into the numbers. This already tells you the gematria numbers to expect on any given day. Like every day. This is what Solomon gave up years ago. So, all of it works together. They're already telling you right here on Sunday, We're giving you the gematria right here. This is the gematria that's going to come in. And Sunday too. Right here. And it even goes by the hour. It even goes by the hour. You know, it even goes by the hour, these different 6, 7, 7 angels that are over each hour. So they give you the angels' names and every hour, and they give you the fractals of communication. Because again, all this down here, all that down there is a type of correspondence. It's a type of language for that given today, for Sunday. Now, looking at it, I can see where this comes from. So it's a total. It takes a lot of different ways to open these types of energies up. And what I'm finding is, you know, we go into this stuff, it's the same stuff. You know, when I draw out the cards, I do the divination for the week, it's the same thing. They do the very same thing. But this system is older. So we know that that system took from this system. And we get into, you know, the wave harmonic. I mean, if you could really like think of consciousness as having a figure, this is the figure of consciousness. Technically, this is the wave harmonic, but this is like the figure of consciousness. This is the I Chang. This is the binary. But this is kind of what consciousness looks like. So, if you can imagine yourself again as a type of wave, harmonic, as you move your consciousness through, and if you have to hold on to a type of figure, here it is. And again, it goes into the same thing of trying to generate some kind of energy going back and forth. Because it's like everything. Energy has to go back and forth. Energy has to be exchanged. Because stagnant energy, again, is, it's just like stagnant water. You constantly want things to move. Like some days when I meditate, I just play the big bowl. I just put a blindfold on and play the big bowl. Because it has the Virga for one. I always keep a Virga near me. And this comes from the Mayan as well, the omen. It's the type of energy trident. Virgas, so maybe a little older. But they use this kind of energy all over the world. And the bowl has that ground into it, so that sound comes out. So, nothing new under the sun, but with gematria, at least when it comes. Good point. Ley lines is the key. I am also so grateful to know you and connect with you. I may not come there live, but you. Well, thank you. That's very kind. Frog and Sue, that's very kind. The Keys to Solomon. Yeah, I mean, it like my brother, it gave me that example. I bought that book in 15. And he was like, yeah, get this one. That's why he reminds me, he's like, you got, because I now, when I got this book recently, it's like I have some of these tables that it showed, because some of those figures I was just showing you is in this other book. So I was like, oh, I did have that. So it's like I'm looking at it, I know where it comes from. So that's, it's great for me to research too. But my man Quantum, again, is like shitting on the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and it's like not really my responsibility to defend it, but it's like to discourage people from researching a way I think is disingenuous, especially if you only harping on one part. You only talk about the Bardo. So this is a thick, big book. I've got a one that's easy, like the Tibetan Book of the Dead for dummies, a slower version, and we got the whole book. We got the whole book, and it's one of the few books that actually prepare you how to die. Now, there's a lot of different ways to interpret books, but this book is very simple. It's like the Book of the Dead. If you really get into the Book of the Dead from Kemet, it tells you how to look at reality. And it tells you at the end how to really be one of their type of priest. Because it tells you, you check out of ego. To command all this, you check out of ego. So that everything, when you do go, your heart is lighter than the feather. And that's what it gives you. That's what it tries to tell you. When you start reading how to get their type of enlightenment, if that's what it is. It's like you are mastered overall, so emotion really goes out. Emotion becomes less of consciousness. Is what the way the Commetants, or at least what they release, what they say comes from the Commetants. And, I studied the Vedas quite a bit. And this ancient stuff is very deep. Or the Virga. It is very deep. And it also makes you have a different understanding. When you look at where the Tibetan Book of the Dead has, because parts of a lot of these other cultures in that part of the world are in the Book of the Dead. The Tibetans just put it together. So these are some of the older practices that are over there. So when you read the Vedas and this old consciousness that is out there too, and then you finally come to them to say, okay, in its essence, this is what it says. In its essence, it says this. It says you have to practice a few things. You have to practice shutting down. Now, if you want to call them chakras, that's what it is. You have to shut down these worlds. You have to prepare these worlds to shut down. That's what it is. You're talking to your body. You're preparing your body to shut down and go to the next step, the next phase. You want to be facing east. You want to shut off all completely internal orifices, ears, nose, all this becomes just all skin covered. You face east, and when you push out and die, you come straight out the crown. That's what it tells you. Now, anybody that says, don't study that, you cheating the people. Because I'm giving you some correspondence without you having to do all the research. It's just that simple. I mean, you can't take everything, and then you can't take a part to just bolster your argument either. You can't keep harping on one part to bolster your argument. If you're going to attack a work, attack all of the work. What I'm saying right now, you try to attack what I'm saying. You try to tell me what I am saying in that book cannot help anyone. And that there's fault in that little part I gave you. Because that's the emphasis that I take out of it. It prepares people how to, and not like what Brother Wes Paneri does. He says the people that can get to the middle road, go to your Acoustic Records that way. Because there's people now that, this way you can still go to your Acoustic Records. But Wes kind of suggesting others is a pre-weighted, a pre-area, kind of like the subway scene, with Neo in the Matrix. Can't really say about that. Yes, that's possible for some. For some reason, the movie Soul highlights that kind of thing. Soul highlights that kind of thing. Go right into your Acoustic Records and So I think it's irresponsible to say a tire work is bullshit and you don't explain the tire work. Again, when you talk about the Bordeaux and all those steps, these are masters. Do you understand what they're trying to tell? They're saying this is what the masters can do. Ain't got nothing to do with that the common people, they don't expect the common person. They're talking about masters can do all these things. They're not talking about just you read the book and you can do all this and you got to go all through that. That's being simplistic. Tell the whole work, baby. But tell that part what I tell. Because that is the way. I am the way. Oh, we need to hear my man.
My bitches. You saying you can't control your bitches? What?
Can you control yours? I hate the ego. Once we learn reading consciousness via sound, I get down on this popping. After that, we'll be back with the Galactic Crew. Woo woo. We have a lot of homework to do. I'm the paperback Tibetan Book of the Dead. It stays on my desk. Yeah, it's not really a one of, it's just a shorter version, and I've got the full version. And it's not an easy read. That's the other part of it. It's not an easy read. The translation, my latest one makes it a little easier, but it doesn't give as much, it doesn't give everything. But the one I have is one of the original, whatever the reproduction of the original translation is. And it's not an easy read. And when I hear someone and all you talk about is one part of it, it tells me you didn't read the whole book. Because it's a hard read for anybody. It's a hard read for anybody. So, but I'll say, you come up with a better scheme of how to die. That's all. You my main man from Japan. Hey, Tribe of Judah, what's happening?
Got to have vision.
You said Nuggets to the finals. Hey, there's a game on Monday night, baby. There's a game on Monday night. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think they're going to make it. I just don't see. There ain't no gate. There ain't no gate. There's not any gate with them making the finals. Oh, yeah. I feel like blowing tonight. I'm a blow. But if they do, it's gonna be a big milestone because what I've said before, it's it'll be only the second ABA team to make the finals. So that would be a big achievement. Be only the second ABA team to make the finals, and the Suns made the finals for Barkley, and they went to Eastern Conference Finals. Well, Connie Hawkins played them when he was a rookie. He took them to the playoffs that year. I think they got beat by the Lakers in the second round. But, that would be a great accomplishment for the old ABA teams because it would only be the second ABA team to go in. So, but they are not marketable. They are just not marketable. And that's my only thing looking at is business. So that's my only thing is they're not very marketable. The jerseys today are really ugly. That red is just with the David Thompsons because it's the David Thompson style. You can. This is what's interesting. If you watched, it was Seattle and Atlanta played baseball today. If anybody caught that earlier today, Seattle was playing Atlanta, and Atlanta was wearing a version of the Hank Aaron era jerseys. But it had the with a big old A, but it was the style of the Hank Aaron jerseys. I mean, it was clean. That was really clean. So, but we get into the Nuggets and you look at the bottom of the pants and it's got that ugly red that just does not go with that blue and gold. And I know the red is part of their color. If you look at their half-court circle, the red is in there, but it just doesn't go the way they wear it. And so it's like the NBA is pushing this. Nobody wants to buy those compared to this is how, those of you out there that buy a lot of hats and go to Lids, the big Lids, not the Lids that just sell the hats, go to the big Lids store. What jersey back in April was half off? was LeBron's Lakers. That number 6 has been discounted almost all season. And now them jerseys is back full price. So who's going to sell more jerseys? And remember, if they do win Monday. What are people going to think? So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. There's no gate with putting Denver in. But again, it'd be a great win for the ABA. So we'll see. The thing that with Joker not getting MVP is his ticket to the finals. Then he gets the finals MVP. And we've seen that done before. Yeah. And I talked about that a little bit before. Yeah. That they could do that. Very well, they give that up. Remember, that would be like the Karl Malone. Remember the first time Jordan beat Utah? Karl Malone got the MVP. Y'all remember that? The first time Jordan and them beat Utah, and that must have been 95, right? Karl Malone got the MVP. Jordan won the championship and was the MVP in the championship. So that could very well be a replay of that. But could Denver beat Boston? And you would really have ABA versus NBA. And gosh, we would have to go back to we would really, there's no technically, historically, that would be like a new possibility, them two teams playing in the finals. It would be hard to really judge that. It's like the only way I could really judge it is we would, and that's why it took me out to think about this, and I had the answer already, but we would really, this is the games we would have to look back on, and I'll give this to everybody. We would have to go back to the games, I think it's 70 season, 71, whenever, maybe it was more like 74, 75, but we would have to look at when Denver played that David Thompson team, Dan Issel, David Thompson, Bobby Jones, played exhibition against the Celtics. We would probably have to go look into that. If that's what happens, if we get Boston, now if we get the Heat and we get the Heat and we get the ABA team, the Heat have won it before. And I think that's guaranteed for the Heat to win. I'll say that. It would be guaranteed the Heat to win. Because the Heat have won it before. And they're not going to let an ABA team win in the first time. So that would be the most boring final. Nobody wants Jimmy Butler's jersey. Or any of the rest of them. Tyler Hero, you get the music. I consumed a lot of beer tonight. Consuming beer I enjoy, though. I wish every day that Mother Nature gets that earth back into balance. Till then, ugly G. Well, you know what I call it? The Borgia. That's what it is. It's the Borgia. And that's the fallacy of what people, turn into belief. The fallacy is really, you get into, again, this gets into when you die, what can happen, because it's what will happen is what you've created. So if you've created the Borgia in your life, I mean, you got pictures of the Borgia, you study the Borgia, and mentally in your mind that God, whatever is the Gould is Borgia, that will appear. And then I know people that say they're strong and stuff, but the other way they get you is they'll send a relative to you. And the relative will try to walk you and convince you a certain kind of thing. And it's not that I say don't go into the light, which I'm really saying, but I'm saying if something outside of you tries to convince you to do something, and I don't care, any kind of light, and this is, I think Bomber was even misleading people, because if it's outside of you, and I don't care if it's a light outside of you, and others are trying to convince me to go to it, why would I want to be part of that? Again, I'm enough light myself. As a new young soul set free, why would I be so quick to have to jump into something else? You dig? So that's misleading, telling people, oh no, people say don't go in the light, go in the light. No, why do I have to? Why would I have to? And why are people trying to encourage me? What did the light come for? I didn't call it. Why would the light even be there? Yeah. I want the light I created. Like it's almost that, you know, I'm telling a joke, but it's like you fart, you know, you die, then you fart, and the fart is like, you know, the next information to go on. It's like, hey, you can grab it, and that all that energy is right there in that gas. Your last effort. Like, hey, this is how to go here, here, and here. It's just a continuation of consciousness. You know, it's like, you know, think about yourself as a neutrino, something that nothing can be captured. It's like you, the roadrunner. You can never be captured, nothing. You can go through it all. Light can't even do that. That's the great thing about being a time walker. Light is a limitation to me. So why would I go into something that I already look at as a limitation? I don't need to go into light when I can run on the light. I can use the light as a way to transport me to more. So why would I go into something that I already feel I'm superior to? Why would I just want to be absorbed by that? I use that for my aims. Not something to say, hey, you know, I'm a sponge into this. What is it? Sponging into that. That's what they try to tell you. You be like, yeah, it's a thing to, hey, we got another one. Sponge into it. Boob whisper. Go into the light, Bobby. Just go. You know, the mood is just, you're here and this, it's just going to scare you. I mean, I give freely. I'm glad other people hearing that. Heard somebody else say it. I was like, okay, you're listening to me. You ain't never said that before, and all of a sudden you bringing it up. So I'm like, okay. And that's what we all should be. I give freely. Like, how have you helped anyone? You know, what they say, service to others, not service to self. And there's nothing wrong at times, service to self. There's nothing wrong with that. At times we have to do that. But at other times, if we can help where we should, people don't understand, like, I don't want to say this without being morbid, but it's like, I guess the best example I could say is just the way parents are and the way children's and the homes, you know, the homes change. It's like people forget how beneficial it really is that you can be in somebody's life. And it's like the way you can be in somebody else's life is on both of your terms. And we forget how important just a little bit of activity or effort towards someone can go a long way for that someone. And then if that someone just happens not to be there one day, yeah, it's shocking. Because even though you only had a little bit of somebody, it was consistent, that little bit. And then there's a void. And there's no one there that can help that void. A person could be lost. But if there's someone, just a couple fractals of that can help, that's important. That's important. So don't underestimate your friendships. Don't underestimate the ones you love. You know, embrace what you have. Like, this is a bunch of books and I need more bookshelves, but it's like, yes, it's enough. It's probably 30 books I need to read. It's 30 books I need to read, and I'm like reading, I guess this is about 600 pages of books. Well, I'm not quite right, because I've read all this one. These are just tables, but I'm still reading this one. So feel that you're enough and what you have is enough. I mean, there's nothing wrong with improving on what you are and what you have. There's nothing wrong with that. And when I tease people, I just tease people. It's just part of teasing. That's all. It's nothing personal. Whatever your style is your style. You know, you can look at me and see my style and think it's funny too. I'm not excluded from that. My children tease me often. My children call me by my nickname, especially my one son. He calls me by my nickname, which is I consider the family name. That's why I told my mother, quit telling people that's my name, because that ain't my name. That's the family name. And just appreciate who you are. That's it. Appreciate who you are and what you've accomplished in life. And look at who you love and look at who loves you. Look at who you help. Look at who helps you. Because all of us have a small circle of something. And it's, you know, how does that work for everyone? Like my best friend is my best friend thick and thin. He really is. We've been best friends for about 15 years. Damn near since I've lived here. And we're a different kind of cats. But yet, he is my best friend. Because the energies we share, you know, he knows it's a little different, but he still knows if he needs me, he ain't even got to call. He texts me, come, I'm there. Because I'm a storm. He ain't a storm, I'm a storm. And then people like having friends that are storms. I be feeling like I should make a soundbite of it. What Samuel Jackson said, you know, when Shaft got fired from the New York Police Department. What did he say in court? Am I more a threat or less a threat now that I ain't a cop? You let loose a trained person out on the world. Still the training don't go away. Muscle response, you know, muscle memory, none of that goes away. You do get older, but again, with practice is everything. It took me centuries, I'm sure, recycling to get this knowledge. I am at it now. Once I leave this realm, I am venturing out away from the light. I ain't coming back. The earth is boring. Yeah, it kind of is. And it's kind of, you know, if you look at, I mean, one little bit of Dr. Valentine's work when he gets into, you know, calling this a prism and not a prison. You know, I think he's one of the first to really put that idea of the prison planet, of not wanting to, you know, lower your vibration to come into this. We see like movies that kind of show this. And so, you know, it's like a very, you know, and we live in a very parasitic world, no doubt. Like we was talking, you know, I showed the videos on the water recycling. Well, you know, it takes some parasites too to recycle water, you know, because they put shit in, you know, when they put the shit in somewhere, they got chemicals with shit in it that eat that stuff up and to turn it into fresh water or the process of being broken down into fresh water back what they give you, it's okay for you to shower in. Now, again, you shouldn't be drinking large volumes of this stuff at this point. And that's sad. You know, that's sad that we can't even drink the tap water in large volumes anymore. And as I've said before, the water, the Minneapolis water, is some of the coldest water where I've ever lived, where the water is cold all year round. I mean, it's really quite a funny phenomenon. The water in the summer is cold. The water in the winter is always cold. You know, it's not just the pipes make the water cold. The water is always kind of cold, but it's nasty too. Like I noticed when I go to places and I drink water that ain't filtered water, or purified. Because I've worked at breweries, and breweries are, you know, they have to have purified water. And you go to most restaurants have purified water as well. You know, you can tell in the ice, you can tell in the water. And we went somewhere. Where did we go the other day? We went to a place, I'm not going to tell the name of it, but in St. Louis Park. Not far from in St. Louis Park. And yeah, the water was like nasty. It's like, wow, you're a restaurant, you don't even have purified water. Because most restaurants have purified water. I mean, the ice, you know, you can tell in the ice. So, restaurants, you know, it's a good place. If it's purified water, it's a good place to, you know, knock some water down before whatever you do. Well, how long have I been going? I think this is, well, thank you, Frog and Sue. Thank you. Yeah, I ain't got to really be up until too late, but yeah, I should knock off now. Definitely should knock off now. So tomorrow, I say Heat wins tomorrow. Heat wins tomorrow. And then I think both series is going to go pretty much the same after that. And right now I'm putting on wax, Lakers win Monday. Putting that on wax, Lakers win Monday. So, thank you. And thank you everybody for connecting with me. Give you some vibrations to go. Why is that? Oh, okay. I can bring me back. All right. That looks a little more calmer than my hyper self.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Shit, bro, I'm trying to make me some money. Nigga get mad. Say, motherfucker, what you mean you ain't gonna let me in this funky joint? Much money I done spent in here, nigga. I knew your mama when she was hoeing. Hump, baby. Shit, bet I do it over time. Fade that nigga. Shit. Ball, bet the ball, off time. Shit, boy, I'm trying to make me some money. Boy, I'm hungry as a hog need slop Jesus. Shit, gotta be a Jesus, cause too many black folks. See something?
For what he has, he says that the only way that we can solve our problem is to unite together among ourselves, among our own kind, clean ourselves up, rid ourselves of the evils that we've become addicted to here in this society, and try and...
Me and Bubba are trying to rescue some kittens.
It's cool enough just being cool, like I am, chilling. You don't understand. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
Joe Beach. He looked down, seen his feet. The nigga went berserk. Killed the monkey. Threw the bat out the window. Start kicking that bitch in the air. My eye. Plus, I'm in love with a bitch I can't stand.
You're a philosopher? Yes. 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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very...
You're my neighbor. You're my... You're my... You're... You're... You're...
Be satisfied.
Be satisfied. Be satisfied. Be satisfied.
It all breaks down to, what does this mean to me? What does this event mean to me? How does this event affect my thinking, affect my way of life?
I think we OD.
It all breaks down to, what does this mean to me?
I think we OD.
How does this event affect my thinking,
OD.
affect my way of life?
I think we OD.
Your lines are still open. Oh shit, you can get it, nigga. You wanna get it?
Yo, baby, I got all the dope moves. You got the dope what?
Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loop juice and pulls up in the. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man, is what they call me when I come. I hit the loop juice. Heavy, I'm a walking dead. I hit the loop juice. Heavy, I'm a walking. I hit the loop juice. Heavy, I'm a walking dead man.
And the fans, they're there for entertainment.
I just be shopping and shit. You know, drinking and shit. Do a little smoking and shit. I just be shopping and shit. You know, drinking and shit. Do a little smoking and shit. I'm legendary in this motherfucker. 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 All right, thank you. I'm having fun. May your night be restful. One love. As we always say, we give it out. We give the Kundalini the universal greeting of love. We give it out. The universal greeting of love.